What a terrible way to start the stream. I am sorry. Um, hello. I am here to do a thing. I'm inspired by Lady Goth, aka Kiki Mation, who did this, and I was like, this is a really cool idea. I want to do this too. Check out Lady Goth if you haven't. She's real cool. Does not safe for work stuff. Warning going in if you're not okay with that. Anyway. What this is I've made a tier list for every game that I played in 2024, and I'm going to kind of put how I feel about them. Did the game have to come out in 2024? Definitely not. Did I play it in 2024? That's what matters. And then what I thought about it. I'm also including demos that are marked as demos, because some of these games either aren't released or I only played the demo for them, and so I have to give it a fair shake base exclusively on that. Listed alphabetically, because I don't remember the order I played these things. And I don't think I've forgotten anything, but there's a chance I might. Review the tiers. I tried to go alphabetically with the ratings properly while still giving the words. We've got S for stupendous. This is, you know, fantastic. I would like, if I have space on my computer, I will just keep this installed because I might want to play it again at any given moment. Yeah, a great time. That's, you know, a great time. Like, hey, this was fun. Didn't totally blow me away, but yeah. Yeah. Better than average, is like, hey, there are some things I really wish could be done to this game to make it better, but like, I'm still satisfied with the overall product. It's like, yeah. Are there nitpicks? For sure. But it's fine as it is. Could be improved. This is the one that I'm probably gonna have the most feelings on, because I want things to be better more than I want to hate on things that I don't like. But could be improved. C for could be improved. It's you know, I see the potential, and it wasn't met to my in my mind, and it makes me sad. And I would love to see it be worked on more or what have you. D for disappointed. Disappointed. Did not have a good time with it. Either that's because it's not for me, or because I thought it was bad. Both are fine. It doesn't mean I necessarily dislike the thing. It could just be it wasn't my thing. That's allowed. That doesn't mean I think the game is necessarily bad. If it is, if I do think the game is bad, trust me, I'll let you know. So don't worry your pretty little heads about that. I'm also noticing my mic is peaking a lot, so I'm trying to turn down the gain on my mic. Anyway, it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, what did I do? Is this gonna help? This is helping. Okay, yeah, there we go. Not the master, but the input gain. I have a thing. It helps with this. Okay, so, starting off alphabetically. I think this was the last game that I streamed, I think. Age of Mythology Retold. So, oh yeah, also I have this placeholder tier. For what it is, which is a remaster of Age of Mythology, great. I think it's way more expensive than it should be for that, A, and B, the fact that the expansion pack is still not released. The expansion pack that came out back with the original, that, you know, has been out for a long time, isn't in existence in the remaster, and is being packaged as separate DLC that you still have to buy again. Really not cool with that, honestly. And also the fact that, like, you had to buy the DLC, you had to buy DLC for the old God Porkers. I thought it was kind of skeevy. So, like, nostalgia bait is 100% driving this as high as it is for me, but there are aspects about it, like, outside of the game itself that I'm not happy with. So I'm gonna put that in a great time just for nostalgia's sake. Nostalgia carrying this one 100%. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this as better than average, honestly, because those marketing tactics are pretty skeevy, A, and B, it really would have been nice to have, like, more up-to-date control options, at least compared to what I've experienced in Age of Empires 4, because it's a lot more difficult to customize when I'm used to that. I know the games are different and they have different, like, mechanics, but they're similar enough and made by the same company. Anyway, it's the whole thing. The Altered Alma demo. That was stupendous. I fully bought a game I thought was Altered Alma, but in fact was not, and then immediately refunded the game because it was definitely an older one that didn't have the same polish. I want to double check what it was. Altered Alma. Who made this? Too Awesome Studio? What was the other thing you guys made? Aeon Drive, that's what it was. Yes. So this game is much older, and it's, I think, like, similar or same characters, different vibe in general. I think it's like a different kind of game, but set in the same universe with at least some of the same characters. Altered Alma, the demo for that I played, was great. So, like, I fully thought the game was out, bought it, and then went, oh no, it's not the game I actually thought it was, and refunded that game. Not because that one was necessarily bad, but, like, you know when you expect something, and even if it's not bad, it's not the thing you expected, and then immediately puts a bad taste in your mouth? Like, have you ever bitten into a pear that you thought was an apple? It was just a really round pear, like, ooh, apple, and then it's a pear. I'm like, hey, I love pears, but ah! So I'm putting that in Stupendous, and I didn't put Aeon Drive on this list, because I'm not counting it. The Atomic Heart demo, specifically the demo. Disappointed is not good enough. I'm making a new tier just for this. Stole my dog. Oh, why caps lock? Stole my dog and kicked my house. This freaking abysmal display that was. Holy. A 45-minute demo that I spent at most like 7 minutes of gameplay in. Cutscene after cutscene, or not even cutscene, just unskippable nothing of walking or sitting and waiting while things happen around you, watching other people do action stuff. I never even fired the gun I got. Like, because I was, it just, Now, worth noting, I have now bought Atomic Heart because it was on a crazy sale, and I was like, cool, I can do that, so I bought it, because I'm very interested in actually playing the game, but the demo was the worst thing I played this year, or this past year now, but, like, holy crap, that demo, just, what a monumental waste of time. It gave me an existential crisis and got really, like, waxing poetical about what a demo's supposed to be in the first place. Ah, what waste of potential. Yikes. Yikes. I'm excited to play the full game, but yikes. That demo sucked. God. The Attack on Titan 2 demo. Honestly, I remember playing that and thinking, there is no way this demo is this unpolished and, like, the graphics look this bad. I don't remember the first one being, like, tremendous looking, but that one looked really rough and the gameplay was really rough. I was fully disappointed in it. Yeah. Did not really enjoy that. And considering that last year was the year Attack on Titan actually ended, that's a shame. Just, like, coincidental. I know that the game's been out for a lot longer than that, but, like, you know, my love for Attack on Titan kind of came full circle in the completion of the show, and then when I went to experience the game in the demo for Attack on Titan 2, oof, that was an oof. Controls weren't great, graphics weren't great, gameplay not great, no, yikes. Could it be improved? Absolutely, but, like, I think you'd have to remake the game from the ground up in order for that to actually happen. It was bad. Marvel Rivals. Not Overwatch. So here's the thing. I talked about it before when I, like, was playing Marvel Rivals, that I played a hell of a lot of Overwatch. I was in the open beta back in 2016. So, like, I was an Overwatch fan from day one, basically. And became, shall we say, very satisfied with Overwatch as a whole and how Blizzard turned out to be, and etc., etc. So I was excited, like, hey, Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, yeah. But it doesn't feel as fun to me. I'm not having as fun of a time as I did with Overwatch. Like, honestly, it's not bad, but it makes me wish when I liked Overwatch more than anything else. So, like, I'm gonna put it in could be improved. I don't have any specifics in terms of, like, what I would want out of it, except for the fixing the battle pass situation, because from what I saw, you earn currency by playing the game, and also you get battle pass points and, like, level up your battle pass, and then after you have reach a level in the battle pass, you unlock cosmetics that you then have to buy with currency. It's like you're unlocking the privilege to spend currency, which I just, nope. I actually don't know if I've played the game since figuring that out, not because that turned me off of it that much, but yeah, no. Also, like, I'm not a huge fan of, like, I like the stylized design of some of the characters. I think that a lot of it is really busy for the kind of game it's trying to be, which is a, you know, 5v5 or 6v6 hero shooter style game that's already going to have a whole lot of stuff going on in it, and then also, like, the character designs are really blocky and chunky, and I don't think that's bad. I just think it doesn't serve the game the game it wants to be very well. But I don't think it's bad. I have notes. That's all. All right. Beacon of Nada. This was, I think, one of the first demos I played for Demolition Derby. I think it was one of the first, and one of the developers commented on the VOD when I posted it to YouTube, and like, because I found a bug that they hadn't noticed, and honestly, like, that game was fun. It, like, post-apocalyptic tower defense with cool pixel art. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna put in stupendous. I'm gonna put in a great time. I'm excited for this game to come out 100%. It is absolutely staying on the wish list until it actually does release. I hope that, like, when it does come out, it'll go up into stupendous. I'm really looking forward to its release. I think it's really cool. But yeah, I think it's one of those games that, like, definitely needs some fleshing out and, like, UI fixes, if I remember right. There were some, not necessarily bugs, but some things that just felt a little unintuitive. Either way, a great time. Absolutely. There we go. BioShock 2 Remastered. So, I played the first BioShock a long time ago, and I had the BioShock collection in my library forever, and I just, like, realized I hadn't really played the others. So I played through BioShock 2, and, like, it was fine. I don't know, it didn't really do anything for me much. I'm just gonna put into could be improved. Like, it wasn't necessarily bad, it was more of the combat, which was fine. But, like, meh. My overall feeling on BioShock 2 is meh. Which is about all I got for that. Like, meh. Story was less interesting than the first. Combat was fine, but yeah, I like the premise of, like, you're playing as a big daddy and gotta do a thing, and, like, that was cool. I just feel like didn't feel different enough from BioShock 1 in terms of, like, not even story, but just, like, because the thing is that, like, with BioShock 1, you're a stranger in Rapture, and you're learning about the environment as you're exploring it, like, you know, and, like, talking to people, learning up a whole bunch of stuff, and you feel like, hey, I'm a person that a lot of different people are talking to me and giving me their different opinions of what they think should happen, and you as the player kind of have to figure out who to trust and who you want to agree with and whatever. BioShock 2 just has, like, hey, everybody wants to manipulate you, and that's way more out in the open, and you're a big daddy, so, like, you just have to kind of deal with that, and just, like, story-wise, it wasn't huge for me. BioShock Infinite. I have feelings about BioShock Infinite that I think a lot of people didn't have when it came out, at least. But, yeah. I wasn't a huge fan. I like the gameplay, I like a lot of the stuff that it was setting up, but the plot of the ending really bothered me, and I wrote out my feelings once a long time ago. I wonder if I can, not a long time ago, I guess, like, earlier last year, but I wonder if I, like, have that written down. BioShock. What is this? No. Okay. No, I don't have it written down anywhere, but I do have thoughts. I will summarize my main thought with, so if there are infinite universes, infinite parallel universes, there is no way that one thing is always the same and it's a constant. It just means you haven't found it yet because it's infinite. And the music cut out perfectly in time for me to be like, like, it's an interesting idea, but I think it wasn't poorly executed, and I think the ending really, like, tried to set up a lot more than was paid off. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized this game that I actually did play for the first time a while ago, but actually didn't fully finish it until this year, so I gotta add that to the list. Give me a sec. Um, there it is. Nier Automata. We're going alphabetical, so I gotta, there. We'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. But it did remind me of a game that's like, hey, a lot of interesting stuff, but, I'm putting this in better than average at best. I was not a fan of how the plot ended. I was a fan of a lot of the stuff leading up to it, but meh. Broken Hero, Slime Tower. I don't remember this one, so give me a second, find it on Steam. Broken Hero, Slime Tower. What was this? Oh, right! Okay, yeah, this is the game that had, like, really poor localization currently, and it's still not done. It's kind of a meh, cute little platformer, is fine. I'm not gonna give this anything more or less than could be improved, because it's definitely still a work in progress from the demo I played. Meh. That's all I got for it. Like, I don't think it's worth criticizing considering how early in development the demo felt. Just, like, so, whatever criticisms I have, I'm sure they're working on that and more that they thought of because they're still working at it. So, good for them. Civ 5. Or, sorry, Civ 6. I am a fan of some RTS-y games, as you saw from my beloved Age of Mythology situation. Civ is too macro for me, and the games are too long. With my ADHD, I hyper-focus in on a game of Civ, and I'm like, I need to finish this game before I can do anything else. And I haven't picked up the game really since this time, because I got locked into that mentality, and I was sitting in my chair for, like, over half a day. Actually, I wonder if I can find out exactly how long it was. My chats with a friend. Yeah. 11 hours. I spent 11 hours playing one game of Civ. Because I just wanted to, you know, do the thing and just, For what it is, it's fine. And I remembered that the game was notorious for really long matches and whatever. I do not like that level of that. It's fine for what it is, but I gotta put in could be improved just for my experience. For what I would have wanted out of a game like that, I would have wanted different. If you want what this is, good for you, not for me. Darkest Dungeon 1. Dungeon 1 I thought was fine. It was fun. I liked it. It was kind of cool. I wasn't a huge fan of how, like, impermanent certain aspects of it were. Like, the idea of a roguelike is that you're supposed to, you know, get progressively better over time, but the things that you lost in the runs in this game felt a lot bigger than the things that you gained in the runs over time. So, like, I wasn't a huge fan of it that way. So to say could be improved, because Darkest Dungeon 2 did exactly that. It fully improved that, and I would say fully better than average. I like Darkest Dungeon 2 a lot more. I know that it took a different direction. Some people prefer 1 to 2. I really prefer 2, because you can get more attached to the characters, because 1, they're given more plot, 2, they stay with you and they don't, like, die or whatever. And 3, like, you just spend more time with them, and, like, you know, and every time you get, like, a different build with them, it's still the same character. And, like, also a really smart thing is that, while not necessarily tied, it's all the gameplay elements are really tied together very well to also help with the story of the characters, because you unlock more character abilities by doing their story quest stuff, and their story quest stuff you find while going out and doing the actual main gameplay loop. And also, those character missions are, like, interesting little, like, minigame variations of the main gameplay loop, and so I thought that was really satisfying. I'm not gonna put higher than better than average, though, because, like, I wasn't really interested in the story in general for either of these games. I wish that there was more interplay between characters and stuff, like, especially when they made the characters more individuals in Darkest Dungeon 2. Because I am a huge sucker for characters playing off of each other. And so, like, I would have liked to see more of a, like, adventuring party vibe, build between the characters. Didn't really get that. It's not what they were going for, but I would have liked it. So, it was better than average for me. Not gonna go quite into a great time. Alright, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. Here's a note. I just played through the Vessel of Hatred campaign and finished it yesterday. Did it off stream because I just felt like it. Here's the thing. I haven't played the new class. So I don't really know about that as a whole. I don't really know about the DLC or the expansion as a full package, but as far as story stuff goes, it was alright until the last moments. Similar to how I feel about BioShock Infinite, actually. They did a thing where, like, okay, I got nitpicks. And I got criticisms. Criticisms first, and then nitpicks. My main criticism is the fact that, like, the spoilers, the guy who you meet at the beginning of the DLC, who helps you out throughout the entire thing, and then turns bad to save his home country or whatever, he was given a very legitimate reason to not do that by his own people, by the leaders of his own people, which was, hey, even if you just want to save us, we're just supposed to, are you expecting us to just watch the rest of the world crumble around us? That's horrible. We need to help everybody, even if it puts our home at risk. And that was like and that's a big aspect of their culture. They say at least like 3 or 4 times, but like, you needed help, so I helped. That's how we do here. And then this guy says that, it's one of the first things he says to you in the game, because he's like, why did you save me? He goes, hey, you needed help, and we help people here. And then he's like, no, but not all the time, because I love this place too much. And then a leader of his people just goes, if we just look after ourselves, even if we end up fine, we're gonna watch everybody else die horribly. What kind of existence is that? That's not worth it. We need to all work together here. And then he still like did the thing that was not that, when he didn't seem to not be. He seemed like he was, at the very least, listened to that argument and then completely forgot it. That's why I was upset at his betrayal. There's that. So that's my main criticism of it. General criticism I have would be just more criticism I have for Diablo 4 in general. 2 nitpicks. One is that there's something that they, like, offered for some kind of, like, hey, try out this, like, boon or aspect or something, because I haven't played the game in a long time. And I clicked it, and it completely respected my character without even asking. It just kind of went, hey, click this thing you want. I went, okay, click that. And then it completely respected my character. And I went, what? And I had to then re-respec my character because of the equipment I had and the build I had around it. I was really upset about that. So that's that's a nitpick. Second nitpick. You go to Kurast, and I was like, oh my god, are we going to see my buddy Ormus from Diablo 2? Because I love Ormus. Like, I played through Diablo 3. I only ever actually finished Diablo 2 like twice or 3 times in all the different times I played it, but I always got to Act 3 at least. I rarely got to Act 4, but I always got to Act 3. And one of the first people you talk to in Act 3 is Ormus, and he goes, you now speak to Ormus. And my nitpick is that, yes, Ormus is in this game, and I'm super happy about that. I love Ormus. I was so happy to see him. Once I realized we were in Kurast and I saw the Gidvin, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna see Ormus, aren't we? Please. And then we go to talk to Ormus, and his voice is so not right. I know it's gonna be a different voice actor because it's been like, 20-ish years, 20+ years since Diablo 2. But like, okay. Ormus voice. Diablo 2. I need to pause this music so you can hear what I'm talking about here. Here we go. Oh, this is Diablo 2 Resurrected. Is it going to be the same? I think it's the same.
You now speak to Ormus, good paladin. He was once a great mage, but now lives like a rat in a sinking vessel. You have questions for Ormus, and...
Right, you get the idea. You now speak to Ormus. Here is where they went wrong. Can you show me Ormus? I would take out voice. Would that be there? Talking to Ormus. Oh gosh, just bring me to Ormus. There they are.
Ormus sees you. He sees all the good you have done, and that you are desperate to pursue the Lord of Hatred.
To be fair, he's gotten older, for sure, but the tone? It's so much higher. Like, you know, if it starts off with, you now speak to Ormus, it should then, as he gets older, go like, you now speak to Ormus. Ormus sees you. As opposed to, Ormus sees you. It's not that high, but it didn't fit. And I don't mean that the voice actor did a bad job. I just think it was the bad choice for the character that he was playing. Voice actor could have absolutely played somebody else, but yeah, voice was not the same, and the ways it was different didn't feel legitimate for the progression of the character's voice. That's a nitpick. That is the nittest of picks, but I don't care. My list. I'm gonna put this in could be improved. Again, I haven't played the new class yet, so we'll see how I feel about that. Maybe that'll change my opinions of it, but maybe it won't. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. I'm gonna put this in a great time. I'm not gonna put it in stupendous, for one simple reason. And boy howdy, will I, get flack if enough people see this and hear my opinion. Certain aspects of the DLC, specifically the last boss, pre-patch Radahn, were too hard. And when I say too hard, I don't mean difficult. I mean the ways in which it was hard were bullshit. Because there were things that were actually, like, more challenging than Radahn in Shadow of the Erdtree. I think Mesmer is a great example of, like, a very difficult and challenging boss that didn't feel like bullcrap. Radahn did, and it makes me angry. And let me tell you that, like, I got so frustrated with fighting Radahn that I, like, maxed out all the Shadow Tree fragments. I max leveled my character, and by max level I mean I got all stats to 99 and still struggled. Now, one might say get good. I would counter with, I did everything fucking else without doing that. I didn't have that issue with anything else until that point. Like, I have never soloed Millennia. I don't think I'm fantastic at these games. I don't want to be fantastic at these games. I want to enjoy them and have a good time and then be done with them. I'm not the kind of person who just wants to, like, learn. I'm not Let Me Solo Her, okay? And I don't want to be. Good for people who do. Not my bag. I don't want to become a speedrunner in general. And, get that level of skill at one specific game. I used summoning spirits for Millennia. I summoned companions and whatever. And, I've never beaten Millennia on my own, and that's fine, because I used tools that were available in the game to do it. I was doing that with Radahn, and still getting absolutely wrecked. I was using all the tactics, all the things, and Radahn is worse than Millennia for one specific reason, which is, both of them had this issue, but Radahn had it worse, in my opinion, which is certain builds are just completely invalidated. Like, for example, if you're fighting Millennia, if you're playing with a Great Shield, you're gonna have a bad time, because Millennia heals off of every time she hits you, even if you have your shield up. And so you just have to, like, not really use the thing you've been building yourself around. Which is a shame, because, a huge amount of the game is build variety, which isn't necessarily, it's build variety, but it's not about switching builds to suit certain needs. It's about finding what works for you and getting really good at it, and then that being what you use. And then both Radahn and Millennia have this issue where it's like, hey, yeah, that's a great idea, but most of the different builds we have are just not really going to be feasible unless there's a whole lot of other crap going on, and you want to, dedicate the time to get speedrun good at certain things. I did not. Now, did I still like it? Absolutely. Fantastic. Shadow of the Erdtree is fucking amazing. It's just, those are the things about it that were frustrating were more frustrating than even in the original game. So I'm putting it down to a great time. There's another thing that I am not a huge fan of that they did, which is something that I should have known, having played a bunch of FromSoft games, which is thinking that there would be questions that I had from the base game that were going to be answered in the DLC, and then only being left with more questions and none of the questions from before being answered. We got... I was like, hey, I would love to know more about the Knights of Zamor. I want to know more about, you know, demi-humans and the Beastmen. I want to know more about the God of Scarlet Rot. I want to know more about the Giants. I want to know more about like so many things. And they're just like, yeah, so instead, here's a bunch of weird finger shit, and here's a bunch of stuff about like the Horn Scent. I'm like, who the hell is the Horn Scent? What? And they go, yeah, and then the shamans. I'm like, what? No, what about all the things that I didn't know about before? Are you gonna tell me anything about that stuff? And like, no. Come on, man. I wanted Godskin shit. I wanted Destined Death shit. I wanted Gloam-Eyed Queen shit. We got none of that. The only thing we actually learned more about was Miquella, which we didn't really know much about in the first place. So, like, okay. Is the lore bad? No, it just didn't answer any of the questions I wanted answered. And that made me sad. On top of the fact that now I have more questions that are not going to get answered, which makes me even sadder. And I know I should have expected it. I know I should have seen it coming, but I still had hopes. And that's why that and the Radahn thing is why it's not stupendous. It's just a great time, but I'm not stacking these in order in the tiers, at least not yet. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, oh man, this is great. I will say though, the addition of the Light Greatsword is the best thing that they could have done for this game. I love I love that style of swordplay, and so I'm really glad that that's an option. And like my one kind of sadness about that is the fact that if I want to play a Light Greatsword or like potentially do Light Greatsword stuff in a fresh playthrough, I basically have to play with a randomizer and hope I get one early enough in the game that I can play with it. Otherwise I have to play all the way through up to the DLC and then get them in the DLC. It's like, man, there's a lot of new equipment that I just want to use. So like, I think the next time I play through this game, I'm probably gonna play with a randomizer. At the very least, just an item randomizer, maybe item and enemies, I don't know. We'll see. Far Lone Sails. Fun little puzzle, not really a platform, but just a fun little puzzle game. Not exactly what I was hoping for when I went into it, but for what it was great. I don't know if it was better than average. It was fine. It was like a fun little time. If you like, low stakes puzzle games, in terms of like, you know, it's not like, you know, your character's gonna like die and whatever. It's just, decent, good time, fun. Flipwitch Forbidden Sex Hex. Now, okay, not safe for work game. Obviously, it says Forbidden Sex Hex. Not bad at all. I think it's kind of unpolished for what it is, and this is kind of a problem I have because I'm very interested in like not safe for work gaming, not just because of the sexual content, but I'm curious to see like how sex and sexuality is represented in games. I've talked about this before, and I will happily do so more in the future. And like, you know, it's fine. It just feels like there are games where, for the most part, and we'll get to you, but there are games where it feels like, hey, we're going to be a not safe for work game, and so the expectation to make it a really good game is lower. And so things often get made that don't have the same level of polish or development effort. Not even effort, because, you know, that's I don't want to slight the devs on this. I think they did a really good job. It's just like, it's a average at best 2D platformer with not safe for work aspects to it. I just wish that, you know, the actual game stuff was better, and also like the not safe for work stuff was fine. It just goes like meh for me. It also has an aspect that I'm not a huge fan of, which is you are rewarded with the sex stuff on defeat. So like if a monster, you know, if you lose your health to a specific monster, you then get like a cutscene or whatever based on those specific monsters. Not a huge fan of that as a mechanic, but it is what it is. But yeah, could be improved. I want this studio to keep doing stuff. Studio developers, I don't know who they are. I forget their names. But I want them to keep making stuff because I think they're only going to get better with time. I'm excited to see where that goes in the future. Demo for Forspoken. I've seen so much crap given to Forspoken for its writing and dialogue. everything that I've seen cited as this is why Forspoken is so bad for its dialogue and writing, I thought was like, it's fine. I don't really care. And the demo, I don't remember a whole lot from the plot and writing and stuff. I do remember from the gameplay. It was pretty fun. There's some pretty cool aspects to it. I liked the way you could like combine elements and stuff. Definitely too busy of a game for my computer to really handle, so I had to play on really low settings, which is a shame. But that's a me problem, not the game. Yeah, like honestly, I think I'm gonna put it in better than average. As far as demos go, it got me to play with a lot of different stuff and experience a fair amount. I think it's a good demo for sure. Good amount of experience with the gameplay and mechanics and stuff. I'm curious about buying this game eventually. I just need a better PC. And you know what? When I play it, I'm probably gonna like it. I'm probably not gonna love it, but I'm probably gonna like it. It probably doesn't deserve the level of hate it's getting and deserves criticisms. I bet everything does. But yeah, I got thoughts. Frostpunk. Okay, I got Frostpunk through Steam Family because a friend of mine has it, and now we're doing Steam Family stuff, and I played Frostpunk. Speaking of like RTS style games and macro micro settings, man, I gotta say, I really like power fantasy aspects in games. I'm not a huge fan of games that are designed to be punishing, despite me putting this here and having these here. I'm not against a challenge. I just want to feel like I can overcome that challenge with the tools I have at my disposal. And as someone who hadn't really played Frostpunk, or hadn't played Frostpunk at all, to have a lot of the challenges be effectively random events that would spawn when I didn't expect or when I couldn't really plan for what was coming, that felt bad. And I know that's part of the game. It just feels bad for me. So, like, I would have preferred if that wasn't the situation. But I still think Frostpunk is great. I don't think 100%ed it, but I did like all the different missions, and like I think even all the DLC was included in that when I got it for my friend. That said, I did start playing with like mods and or cheats because I didn't want to deal with certain things where I wanted to feel like I could tackle the problems as opposed to suffer through them. I didn't make it overpowered for myself mostly. Sometimes I did just for the fun of it, but I usually did stuff where like it was plot appropriate modifying. So for example, like if you're playing there's the scenario where you are setting up a new outpost from a well-established city elsewhere. I'm like, well, if that happens, I wouldn't have to research the technology that I already would have known from the old city. So I just like did those immediately. It's like, hey, I'm starting off with the technology that a fully finished researched city would have when I'm starting here. So stuff like that. Still a great time. I got a lot of satisfaction out of playing the game. And I've actually learned this and found a way to phrase it right, which is I really like active participation in games. I'm not a huge fan of games where I have to sit back and do nothing. However, if I can build my character or city or whatever into being a self-sustaining machine of endless, profit or whatever, I like the process of making that build. So like, not really as much with Diablo 4, but Diablo 3, one of my favorite classes in Diablo 3 was the Witch Doctor, because you could just have companions and plague spread all over the place, and just like, hey, I'll press right-click once, and then watch everything die around me, and that was really satisfying because I had the opportunity and the time to build that for myself over the course of playing the game. That was fun. But games where I just have to like automate everything, I'm not a huge fan of, unless I have to like build to it, and Frostpunk had a lot of those elements. My favorite scenario being the one where I had to make a fully automated city with the big machines, the walkers or whatever they were called. That was my favorite scenario. I loved that. That was a great time because like I'm like, hey, cool, everyone's safe, and I can just watch the robots do their work. I win. But the process of making that was the satisfying part of it. So yay. Future Fragments. So Future Fragments, another not safe for work platform with pixel art, very similar to Forbidden Sex, honestly, in a lot of gameplay aspects. I think the story has more to it than Flipwitch. It's not saying much for Flipwitch, and it's also not a whole lot for future fragments. It also has the reward with not safe for work stuff on defeat aspect, which I'm not a fan of. And like, it felt pretty unpolished, and this game was in early access forever. I didn't buy it until it fully came out, and then like, and then it just like fully was like, oh cool, so they did release it, but it still feels like it needed more time in the oven. But I guess if that's the state it released it, it wasn't going to get any better until it released, got more feedback and money, I guess. Hopefully they keep improving it, because I think it deserves it. Hello, Alan Iris. How are you? So I'm going to put this in could be improved, for sure. I'm not ordering these tier lists within the tiers yet. But I put it in, like, I would say I liked it better than Flip Witch, but it's in the same general category for sure. Gestalt Seam and Cinder. Yet another 2D platformer game. Not safe for work. This one is safe for work. I think this game had a lot of interesting ideas. The plot felt pretty basic. Not necessarily basic, it's just kind of bare bones at the least. I liked the art, the animation was gorgeous, the art style was great. The gameplay felt a little clunky. I think the parry system and the dodge system, the way that kind of worked, felt a little clunky to me, but still had a good time with it. I'm gonna put better than average, but definitely could use some improvement. How's my day been so far? It's been all right. I am streaming, so you know, there you go. Happy New Year. Halls of Torment demo. Now, is Halls of Torment the demo I think it is, or is it a different one? Let me double check. Oh, wait, store. Halls of Torment. Because there were two games. Oh, that's this one. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, this one is the not great Vampire Survivors clone. I'm disappointed. Wasn't a really big fan of that at all. There's another one. Actually, there is a demo for this that there's another demo in here that I don't have on my list. I need to make sure I have that somewhere. What was it called? Where is it? Do I stream daily? No, I stream when I feel like I can. Being disabled means life is irregular. Generally. Also, I do have things other than this in my life, which is nice. I'm trying to do more. But I'm hoping to, build out an actual schedule so I can, like, stream at the very least regularly, if not daily. I just need to figure out what I can do and when I can do it. And then hopefully try to live up to that. But then there's, you know, the whole process of actually doing so, which is tricky. Where is this freaking game I was thinking of? Where is it? It's like a Vampire Survivors meets Diablo style thing. It was in early access and the demo I played. Where is it? Do I still have it installed? Or did I uninstall it? Wait, actually, is it in the, isn't it my demos, streaming game demos? Streaming game demos. Are you in here somewhere? Where are you? Where is it? Did I remove it? Did I fully remove it? Didn't want to. Dart82? Nope. Where is that freaking game? And what is it called? But now I feel silly. Where am I from? I am from Canada. Where are you from? And actually, before you answer where you're from, let me ask, are you an artist? Where is this freaking thing? Do I have the start page? Similar to games I've played. Do I have this? Look for Bullet Hell. Oh wait, did I include this? Did I end up putting the game on my wishlist? I might have. LA? Nice. Where is the freaking game I'm thinking of? God dang it. is the game I am thinking of? Because I remember liking it. I just don't remember what the hell it was called. Dang it. Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. Where the heck is this freaking... I guess I'll look at my wish list. Remove the discount. Options. Show me... Not... Okay. I can't just look at early access. There's... Nope, it's not letting me do that. So... sort by, I guess price, because it's gonna be 0, I'm assuming. So... Where are ya? I hope you're here. Oh, I guess I could buy it. Okay. Options, sort by. Release date? Maybe? Jotun Slayer, Hordes of Hell. There it is! I need to get the thing for that included. Do we get to see yourself and viewers? Let me guess, are you an artist who's about to pitch me that? Because, I've received many offers from many people with similar situations. Jotun Slayer, Hordes of Hell. Yeah, let me get this onto the list. I'm not a fan of how long it took me to actually get this, but we're here. There we go. And H-I-J-K-L, so we're gonna go there. We'll get to you. There you are. Also want to make sure, oops. And this is still on my wish list, so good. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, Halls of Torment. Yeah, disappointed. Halo the Master Chief Collection. I am not judging these games individually because I played them back to back. I could. Will I? Fine. I guess I'm doing this. Why not? Halo CE, Halo 2, remastered, I guess, or Halo 2 Anniversary, it was called. Copy image. There you go. Halo 3. Just give me box art. Halo 4. Box art. And then ODST. Whatever. We're fine. Halo Reach. Last one. There we go. Alright. So. I'm going to rate these separately, and then the Master Chief Collection has the whole package. Something like that, isn't it? Somewhere in there. Anyway. Meh. So, Halo 1. Honestly, better than average. Definitely aged, but I think it still holds up as a relic of its time. I think it, like, still is a good signifier where we're at the time. Halo 2. I'm gonna say... also better than average. These games are definitely formative for a whole lot of stuff, and influence a whole lot of stuff. Halo 2 is great. I liked it more than Halo 1. This is Halo Reach Anniversary. Reach was a great time. I love Reach. Reach was a lot of fun. Halo 3. I was gonna put there. Halo ODST. I had a great time. Here's the thing. ODST had the potential for something that ever since, or potentially even before then, I've wanted a kind of shooter like this idea, which is not being precious about what guns you have, and you're not building up a whole bunch of ammo supplies. You just like have a gun, and when you spend it, it's spent, or you can pick up magazines and also ammo, but you have to fill the magazines, and you can have magazines, but those are also, you know, expendable. But it's more about like going somewhere with whatever weapon you have, and then picking up and discarding weapons as you go freely. So like, hey, I'm out of ammo. Let me just take this guy's gun. Bang, bang, bang. This gun's out of ammo. I'm gonna pick up this gun. Bang, bang, bang. And also like doing that, going through like smaller like buildings and like complexes and like office buildings and stuff. So like there were aspects of that kind of in ODST that gave me a real taste for that vibe that I really wanted. It just wasn't exactly how the game was built. So I would love to see that, and this game gave me that vibe to a degree that I really want more of. Halo 4, I liked it the most out of all of them, honestly. I know a lot of people didn't have a huge... I know it's contentious at the very least. I don't know a whole lot about the Halo situation. But I just went through these games one after the other pretty much. In release order as opposed to plot order, I think. And I really like Halo 4. I like the more focus on story and also the like interpersonal connection between Master Chief and Cortana for the story. I liked the guns. The battle rifle is my least favorite gun in most games. Specifically because I don't like burst fire weapons, and I really, really like semi-automatic single action, like single fire guns. I think it's the DRM or the DMR or whatever it's called. That gun I loved. And that gun was in either Reach or ODST, and then it was gone in Halo 3, and it made me sad. And then they brought it back in Halo 4, and I was so happy. And for like that reason alone, I was like, yeah, Halo 4. But also just, I was a fan of the plot development and stuff, and that's the latest Halo game I've played, because I don't have the ability to play Halo 5s at all. And Halo 6's campaign is a separate purchase that I'm not going to get into until I have gone through the Halo 5 plotline on some level that I've gone through it. In some degree. I might just like watch a playthrough of it or something along those lines, but yeah, I know a lot of people apparently hate the Halo 5 story. I'm curious to find out why, but yeah, there we go. Overall, Master Chief Collection, I'm going to put it as stupendous. I think as a package, it's great. And the fact that I got it for like super duper cheap, I got it on sale for like, I don't know, like less than 20 bucks, I think it was. Freaking amazing as a package. Like, these games are like, yeah, you know, they are A and B, but as far as the entire package, what a collection. That was a great thing that they did. Heritage, right, this was a 2D platform, very simple, very, like, for what it is, it's way more basic than I would have wanted for a game like this. I'm gonna put in could be improved. Like, really, really simple, but like, I think that was kind of the point, but it was just not what I was looking for when I got it, so, you know, it's fine. There we go, Jotun Slayer Hordes of Hell. I'm gonna put this in a great time. I liked it a lot. I actually found it, like, definitely unfinished. It's still in early access, and, you know, oh, right, and I didn't include the demo thing for it, so give me a sec. Whatever. You know here. I'm, like, my brain. Give me a sec. I can't remove this image, so I'm gonna put it back down. And then, open my downloads. Here, where's the Jotun Slayer image? I didn't actually save it, did I? I just copied it. Why am I like this? Jotun Slayer Hordes of Hell. Give me the thingy. Where'd it go? There it is. Where's the box art looking version? There it is. Okay. Copy image. Paint. First things first. Big text box. In big red text that says demo. Come on. Copy. Then drag the image into here. Oh, apparently not. I'm doing this. I am a pedant. Okay. Edit this image. Put the demo thing on it. Nice and big. Save. There you are. Okay, there we go. Great time. That was worth the time and effort I put into that. Vampire Survivors meets Diablo, and definitely unfinished, but has the potential to be more fun for me than Vampire Survivors was. So, you know, pretty cool. I'm excited to see that game when it comes out. Not like a game I'm like, ooh, about playing, but definitely excited for its release, for sure. And then I'll just put this down over here because I can't remove it, apparently. How can you take images out? That would be nice. Man, this game doesn't have that feature. This website doesn't have that feature. That's a shame. Liza P. Liza P was a great time. I got really sick of it by the end. Not sick of it, but I was tired of it. I was really tired of it by the time I got to the end. I just wanted it over. I wanted it over. It ended up being my longest stream of all time because I wanted to just end the freaking game. I was like, let me be done! I think it has a lot of really good ideas, and I think it tries to execute all of them when it should have either abandoned some or spent more time refining them. Because the dodge feels inconsistent, the parry feels inconsistent, the lack of knocking back enemies and how you get knocked back is really frustrating. Like poise feels like it doesn't matter at all, if it's even a thing in that game. Also, the fact that specific areas only ever really have one kind of enemy, and they have one specific, and each one has a specific elemental weakness, means elemental builds are just the way to go, because you can carry two weapons, and if it's like, hey, I have acid and shock or fire, they're gonna be weak to one of those three, I'll just use that on them. So, like, it really incentivizes a specific build type in my experience of playing the game. Where, as opposed to something like Dark Souls or Elden Ring or Bloodborne, you're gonna find enemies with different kinds of resistances, or different levels of resistance all the time, and the only times that you really might want to consider the importance of something like, in Elden Ring, fire damage resistance, and like that really affects it, is when you're dealing with bosses. Like, fire damage will be pretty fine against most things, and you want, like, hey, let's get a physical weapon to do some good physical damage, and then supplement with some fire stuff. I want to do fire stuff. And if I come across something that is that is resistant to fire, I have this backup stuff. Whereas with Liza P, it's like, I'm going to use this element all the time until I'm out of this area. I'm going to use fire all the time because I'm around carcasses, and then now that I'm out of the carcass area, I'm into a puppet zone, I'm going to switch to shock. That's how it felt for me. So I think less of a, like, more enemy variety, not necessarily, like, adding new enemies to the game, but more mixing of them would have been nice. And allowing for, like, more switching between elemental play and stuff, and et cetera, et cetera. Not as crazy the build varieties as I would have hoped for. Also, I was so uninterested in the story. I just didn't care. Nothing about it grabbed me, which is a shame. I don't think it was bad, I just didn't care. There are things that are like, oh, that's the thing, I'm like, okay. Like, there are little bits that I found kind of interesting, but they were minor parts at best. Like the Black Rubber Brotherhood, what their deal was, I would have loved to know more, without just, you know, reading. Or the singer and her dancer sister or whatever it was. And also the Red Fox and the other dude who, like, are your friends sometimes. Like, I was interested in them. But as it is usually with these kinds of games, the story happens around you and you're not necessarily part of it, and I felt that harder and more negatively than I did in other similar games. I'm also not a huge fan of the weapon system. Like, I like the idea of it, the, like, handles and blades or whatever, like, being interchangeable, but a lot of them feel like they're so specific that there's a lot fewer options than you initially think, because, like, hey, this blade is only good for piercing stuff. So your options for what to turn it on, what to put it onto, are really limited based on the move set. And it's just like fully not good at slashing at all. It's like, oh, well, frick, I guess my options are a lot more limited than I thought. And if you want to do that with elemental stuff, oh my god, your options are so limited, because like, even if you use the, I think it's advanced cranks to like give them more affinity for elemental attacks for weapons that aren't designed for it, the best you get is terrible scaling with them, and it just doesn't feel good. I wish there was like the opportunity to just like fully crank it, like, hey, I want this handle to really scale with advance or technique or motivity or whatever it was, whatever they are. I think that's the 3. But like, it feels like at best it's a half measure, which doesn't feel as good. So I just ended up using like the elemental weapon blades with elemental weapon handles, maybe switching them around a little bit, but only within that tiny circle based off of the build I had, which was just kind of like meh. I don't know, but still a great time. Absolutely. I just had a lot of nitpicks that I got really, really tired of the game by the time I finished it. Don't want to replay it, but I have replayed almost every other Souls game I have owned and played. The only one I haven't gone through and replayed is Sekiro. It's the only one. And I guess maybe Jedi Survivor. If that's the first one, that is the first one, right? It's the one I have. Jedi. Fallen Order. Sorry, Jedi Fallen Order. So I haven't replayed this one either, and that's pretty much a Souls-like. So, yeah. But I've replayed all the other ones, so not Sekiro, not that one. I don't want to replay Lies of P. I might replay Sekiro one day, and I might replay Jedi Fallen Order. I don't want to replay Lies of P. That's a shame, because I think there's a lot of good to it. Just the things that I didn't like were. All right, the Metro series. I got these on on sale as well, thankfully. So Metro. So 2033 Redux. This is the first game, second game, third game. First game, better than average. It was pretty neat. I thought it was all right. Pretty cool time. I really like the pressure BB gun thing. I thought that was pretty cool. There's some neat stuff to it. Metro Last Light Redux. Also better than average. It was fine. It was meh. The plot in these games didn't really feel like anything to me. It's kind of like, oh, okay. Especially considering the fact that, like, the ending of Metro 2023, there is a good and bad ending, and then the ending you get in Last Light, and then that ending, only one of them is actually canon to Last Light, and it's the bad one, which is pretty funny. So, like, I looked up what ending is the one is like, the good ending, and I found out that the bad ending is the canon one, so I just decided to get that one. Or did I? I actually don't remember. But, like, that's kind of funny. And, like, decent gameplay, pretty fun. Exodus, though, I put all the way up at a great time. I really, really liked certain aspects of the game that, like, similar to how I feel about ODST and that idea of, like, picking up guns as you go and stuff. The weapon maintenance system and the, mask system and, like, that stuff, and, like, the way that you're getting, like, collecting upgrades and stuff, that fuels that same interest that I want a game that's like combines the close quarters corridor shooting parts of ODST with the weapon maintenance and like minimal but valuable gathering and crafting for Metro Exodus. And also the factor of like with Metro Exodus, you're on a train and like you need to improve and maintain the train to keep going. And like that's also it's where you live and also a thing that you're trying to like improve, and I think that was also really cool. I really like that as well. I have like a couple of nitpicks about Metro. I say nitpicks. It's like this. I was getting a lot of vibes similar to what I got when I played Wolfenstein: The New Order and The New Colossus, but the story was way less interesting. The characters were way less interesting. That's not necessarily a slight on Metro because Wolfenstein's writing is so good that like not being as good as that doesn't mean you're bad. There's a lot of levels of really good before you get to bad. So you get like Wolfenstein New Order New Colossus writing, and then down to here is still really good, and then you start to get into okay. I say Metro's Exodus is somewhere around here. I think the love interest character was pretty good. Not as in, could have been, all the characters could have been more interesting. A lot of the characters are pretty samey. They're all just like pretty like soldiery. It's like, hey, this is soldier with this one difference, and then soldier with that one difference, as opposed to kind of what you get in something like Wolfenstein, where everybody's very different. And like, I don't necessarily mean in a representation standpoint, but diversity in characters really helps, even if it's not necessarily like, oh, you have characters representing different cultures or people or ways of life or, races, sexualities, whatever, genders. That's one aspect, but also just diversity in personality. Could have used some more in Metro Exodus. I know that there's a VR game that came out recently, and I really hope that they do more with the series because, like, I feel like it's a series that definitely was getting better with each iteration, and I don't know about the VR one, but apparently it was really good. But just in terms of, like, the story and stuff, like, 2023 was alright, Last Light was better, Exodus was much better than both of them. My one kind of gripe is how, like, I did experience some issues where I did everything that I was supposed to do in order to get, like, the good ending of a certain area, and I still got the bad one, so I had to replay a bunch of stuff. And that was a shame. But that's not necessarily, like, a full slight on the game, so I think it was probably a bug or something. Which, would be great if they fixed. But, I had a great time with Metro Exodus especially, so definitely belongs there. Who's next? Moonbreaker! Moonbreaker is stupendous. It is. I love Moonbreaker. I wish the devs kept working on it because they really should, but I think they're working on other stuff now, and I really hope that Moonbreaker like gets attention again because it has so much potential and it really is great. It's great. It's one of my top 3 games I played this year, I think, maybe top 5. I don't know what else is in here. We'll see. It's up here for sure, for good reason. But it still feels like there needs to be more added to it for it to be as good as I know it can be. The characters are fun and interesting. But like going through like individual lore entries and reading everything is not what I want to do in my game. I want to learn about the characters and story and stuff by playing it. Which is a shame, like not necessarily listen to the literal podcast episodes that they have where it's like a narrative, radio play, which I still haven't done, and they don't have a lot of them. But like the painting system is pretty cool. Could use a couple of small quality of life improvements there. The gameplay is super fun. The boss rush is super great. I don't really play online multiplayer in general, but I want other people I know. I want my friends to get this game so I can play with them. It's like, hey, I want to play a board game with my friends, but we live far away. We can do this, and so I keep telling my friends to get Moonbreaker, because it's absolutely worth it. I just want the devs to keep working on it because like. Where's the Moonbreaker? Make sure I have it. It's always installed because it's in my always up category. Moonbreaker. So it was nominated. Yeah, hey, nominated for the Steam Awards. The last thing that was on November 27th. The last dev update they had before then was February 27th. 9 months. Between version 1.1 and hey, nominate us for a Steam Award. And no updates since then. Like, not just didn't post anything here, like nothing. And that really, really sucks. This game deserves the support that it used to get from the devs. That was like super open and communicative with the audience and listening to the audience feedback and everything. But like, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it does feel like the game's kind of been abandoned by the devs, which is, if that's true, is the biggest gaming shame. Like, it's the biggest letdown in gaming in the past year, at least, if not longer. And I mean, there have been other things. But still, stupendous game. It just, like, the devs need to get back to it. Please. Please, please, please. This game deserves so much more. Oh, yes. Necromunda Hired Gun. Doom Eternal without the flow, basically. It's like, hey, what if we made Doom Eternal, but also made it kind of like Borderlands, where the guns are really, really modular. The guns are modular and you can upgrade them, but also you can just pick up new ones all the freaking time. It's a bunch of ideas slapped together that technically work together at the same, they work at the same time, but they don't work together. You know what I mean? Better than average. Definitely. It's not down here. Or is it? No. I'm putting it on the same level as like Bioshock Infinite and stuff. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, man, the 40K universe is fun, and it's nice to have a 40K game that's not Space Marine based, especially not Ultramarine based. Can we get a 40K game that's either not Space Marines or just not Ultramarines? Can we get like a White Scars game, please? Salamander's game. Frick, I will take Imperial Fists over Ultramarines at this point. That's... Ugh. If you know, you know. Just, ugh. I'm so sick of Ultramarines. And I haven't even played Space Marine 2 yet. I've been sick of Ultramarines in games. Oversaturated for sure. So the Necromunda game, yeah, and having like the dog, I don't know, like the controls felt clunky, the game felt faster than it needed to be, faster than it should have been to be really satisfying. And the like, why would I ever upgrade my guns if I can just keep finding new guns and replacing them? So like certain mechanics just didn't really flow together well. But it's still fun. I don't think I actually finished it, but it was fun. Mindless fun. Nier Automata. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna go off on one for this, so I'm going to wait. Because I don't want to wreck my voice before I get through these other ones that I have more thoughts on. So Nier Automata is gonna wait, because I have a lot of feelings and thoughts about it. And we'll get to them. Once Human. Similar to what I wanted out of the, like, hey, building and crafting stuff matters, from what I was talking about with Metro Exodus and ODST. But also it's like it's a massively multiplayer online game, and I'm not a fan of multiplayer games. Could be improved. Actually, no, I'm gonna go so far as to say better than average, but it's not what I wanted out of it. What I saw out of it seemed pretty fun, but what it turned out to be isn't what I was looking for, which is a shame. A lot of it seemed pretty cool, but it really looks like it relies on cooperation and playing with other people, and I don't want to bother. I just don't want to bother. If I'm gonna play a game like that with friends, I'd like get back into Sea of Thieves or something. Because at the very least, like, Sea of Thieves is just like fun with friend game. But yeah, not bad, but meh. Pacific Drive. Speaking of having like collecting and parts of stuff like being important and mattering, I think this game is really, I haven't played a whole lot of it, but it is something I am very interested in. I really like the idea of like the parts and stuff you're collecting and gathering and crafting is to help you with how you play the game, as opposed to, like, it's better than crafting arrows. You're fixing your car and upgrading your car. The car is the thing you use to get everywhere. I think it's a really good thing. The controls felt really clunky to me, so I don't know if it's been improved since, but like that's kind of my main nitpick that kind of got me to kind of fall off of the game a little bit. And so because I haven't played it a whole lot, actually, how many hours do I actually have in Pacific Drive? Yeah, I've only played it for 3 hours, so I feel like I can't give it a great time, because I did, like, kind of go meh with it, but it's definitely better than average, and I hope that the next time I go back into it, it is, like, I have more fun with it. Queenslayer demo. This was the Darkest Dungeon ripoff. Disappointed. Same thing as Halls of Torment. That was meh. Resident Evil 4, that was stupendous. I loved it. That was the first game I, like, fully did a full playthrough. Or no, did I actually start Lies of P on stream? Either way, these are kind of the two big games I played last year, on stream. But, Resident Evil 4 was stupendous. I loved it. That was great. Honestly, some of the vibes I had of the, like, shooting, close quarters, stuff, and a little bit of the ammo matters and the crafting matters and stuff that I was looking for out of what I'm talking about from the ODST and Metro Exodus vibes. A lot of that was also in Resident Evil 4, so like, hell yeah. Big fan of that. Also, like, the writing was fun, the dialogue was fun, the characters, Leon and Ashley are adorable. I don't know if this has happened. This is the only Resident Evil game I've played, but I would genuinely love at some point down the line if a Resident Evil game that was made that was, because I know that Resident Evil Village and 7 were going back to more of the horror vibe as opposed to what 4, 5, and 6 were. I know some things about the franchise, but I don't actually played the games. I hope, because I know there's also spin-off games that aren't, numbered sequentially. I hope so much that Ashley comes back as a playable character for a Resident Evil 4-like game, because she showed that she was capable. She was, she was Baby Eagle, the president's daughter, but also, showed she was capable, and, even started joking about it at the end and be like, hey, I mean, there's even that point where it was at the end of the game, I think, where she's like, hey, why don't you come work for me, or work as my personal bodyguard for my dad? He's like, you don't need me, and she's like, oh, how'd I do? I think, I think I'm almost out of a job, Leon would say. And that's adorable. And, I would love to see Ashley's character come back, and she actually is now a badass, and you play as her, and she kicks ass. That would be so cool. I want that so bad. Maybe my favorite game, one of my, definitely, okay, I'm gonna order, this is gonna be in my top 3 games of the year for sure. We continue. RoboQuest. Oh, RoboQuest. What a fucking game, RoboQuest. Oh my god. You want to talk about, Doom-like gameplay? Oh! I'm rubbing it with my cursor, it's so good. When was the last time I played RoboQuest? Let's find out, shall we? Last time I played RoboQuest, 2 weeks ago. I just jump into RoboQuest for an hour, have a great time, play something else. They added endless mode. The update added endless mode. My spirit is stiff at this game. I think this is going to be my number 1 game of the year for me in terms of the games that I played. Probably number 1. So goddamn good. The only things that I want more out of the only things I want out of the game is more. That's the only thing. The only note I could give RoboQuest is more. More, please. More classes, more guns, more routes, more quest lines, more music. Oh my god, the music! I need to get the soundtrack. I need to get the RoboQuest soundtrack. Holy crap! I can't believe I forgot to get the RoboQuest soundtrack. So, for the last several years, my Christmas gift, because I've been, rather broke, my Christmas gifts have been music. I've been giving playlists to my family and friends for Christmas for years. Because I, collect a whole lot of music, and, I don't always have to, a lot of music that I like is available for free. Not all of it, but I don't have to spend very much, if I want the music. And so, as Christmas time was approaching, I, was gathering all the music that I liked and wanted to put together and to make these playlists. I can't believe I forgot the RoboQuest soundtrack. That's a failure on my part. I have failed my family and friends by not putting the RoboQuest soundtrack in my library to put into their playlist for Christmas last year. Fuck. Don't worry, they'll get it next year. Oh, this game is so good. Rose and Locket demo. Gorgeous game. Pretty fun too. I'm gonna put in a great time. I want this game when it comes out for sure. Absolutely. action platformer shootery kind of game with a gorgeous aesthetic. The like no outline art style, like similar to Samurai Jack, specifically the Samurai versus Ninja fight, or the, you know, Light Ninja versus Shadow Ninja fight with Samurai Jack. Phenomenal. That was great. Shantae and the Seven Sirens. Better than average. The only other Shantae game I've played was Half Genie Hero, which I liked more. I don't remember why Seven Sirens didn't really click with me as much. But Half Genie Hero was a lot of fun. I really liked it. And so I was really excited for Seven Sirens. It just didn't really get the same vibe. I mean, it's still a Shantae game, but I didn't like it as much. I don't really remember why. It just didn't capture me as well. I think the powers weren't as interesting, maybe? I don't really remember. Sniper Elite 5. I played Sniper Elite 4, more of the same. I do like stealthy shooty games. Well, stealthy snipey games. Pretty fun. Yeah, it's fine. No real nose for it. I mean, there was inkling that a plot might be forming at some point in these games, but I never cared. Also, gravelly voice protagonist Ahoy. It's kind of fine, whatever. When is Phantom Liberty coming out? Came out 2023, didn't it? Yeah, okay. It was later 2023, because I'm like, wait a minute. That was really good too, but yeah, anyway. The Strike Buster demo. It's fine. Could be better. I imagine the game's gonna be better when it releases. Like a similar like twin stick shooter thing, similar like kind of like Vampire Survivors and stuff or whatever. It's fine, whatever. Subverse. Okay, we're back on the Not Safe for Work games. By that I mean this is the last Not Safe for Work game I have here. Man, Subverse is great. Mostly. I think as far as, like I said earlier about when I brought up Flipwitch, a lot of games that are not safe for work games, it's like you have to have good not safe for work stuff, and then the rest of the game is probably going to suffer as a result. Which Subverse said, how about no? And I think for the most part they pulled that off. I think the gameplay is still pretty satisfying. I do like it. I think at times it does get a little repetitive, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think the character writing is like, it's really hit and miss. The writing in general is really hit and miss. It hits when it's real, when it feels real, and it feels like people are talking, even if they're talking about, you know, whatever raunchy stuff that they're talking about. Sometimes it feels like they're real people. And that's great. Other times, no. Very no. And Subverse is like, so, okay. I really like Subverse, but because my expectations and my desires for what this game is going to be, not even expectations, my wishes for what this game would be were so much more, it's my second most disappointing experience, despite me still really liking it. Like, it's not going down here, it's not even going, it's gonna, I'm putting it in a great time. Genuinely, like, I think it is a great time. But, like, I'm still really disappointed in it because the problem is so much, not safe at work and, like, erotic gaming, specifically, and erotic fiction, refuses to take itself seriously because otherwise people are going to be because people are going to make jokes about sex stuff already, and so a lot of people will make silly sex stuff. They got to get ahead of the jokes. Flipwitch is lighthearted and silly, that's fine. Future Fragments has jokes. Having jokes is fine. Subverse takes it too far for me. I'm gonna turn this light on. Just realizing, there we go, it's a little better. Subverse takes it too far. Many times. Not always, but when it does, so much about it, it's like, okay, it wouldn't bother me so much if the game wasn't consistently putting itself out as, hey, we're gonna be the I believe I'm quoting the voice actor from the voice actor who plays Demi, this one, from an interview, saying it's Mass Effect with some porn, as opposed to porn Mass Effect. And they didn't do that. They did porn Mass Effect and not Mass Effect with some porn. Because like if you just look at the overall plot and a lot of the character interactions, a lot of the writing, and a lot of the lore, it's like it's like 20 to 30% is like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting world building and lore and interesting stuff. Some of that, the reason why I'm saying 20 to 30 is because 20% is like, oh, this is really interesting, cool lore and interesting stuff. Another 10% is, this is pretty interesting, if very like somewhat silly sexual stuff, but still interesting writing. The other 70% is like, man, did you like hire Redditors to make the script? Because my god. Ugh. That 20 to 30% is great, and I would have loved that to be the whole game in terms of the writing. Gameplay, I think, still needed some more refining and improving, and I think they're still working on it, so fine. There are also some stuff where like you can tell this game took a really long time to make. There's a little tiny nitpick I have, which is that in the pre-animated cutscenes, the captain, the main protagonist, has a different mask and appearance on his face than he does in the released game and all the other like in-game model stuff, because he looked different, and I guess they redid the design and then never changed the pre-rendered cutscenes. Which, you know, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something I noticed. Because how many crewmates are there? Let me just... Oh wait, the Recult, I forgot. They're qualified as waifus in the game. Brain. Let's see. I really hope none of this is showing up on my stream, because it might get me like banned or something, and I don't want that to happen. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Waifus. So. Actually, wait a minute. Let me see if I have, like, safer work renders of each of these characters, because that would actually make things easier. So I can just show them. Give me a sec. Are any of these not cool to show? I think we're okay. I think. We'll see, I guess. Just give me a sec to get these up. Not sure about that one. Problem is that like one of the characters like fully has half her nips out, and it's like, well, only so much I can do about that. Let's see if I can find a picture that doesn't show that, and I'll use that instead. That'll work. Yeah, so I'm gonna use that instead. Why not? Okay, so actually, no, I'm not gonna show them on stream. I'm gonna play it safe here. But we have Lily, Killy, Ella, what's her name? Freaking Terran? Terran. Yes, Terran. Oops. Where's it? Oh, oops. Hold on. Yeah, so we got Lily, Killy, Ella, Terran, Sova, Fortune, Huntress, Blythe, and Demi. Here's what I have to say about them and their writing. Because I did write this out to a friend when I was talking about the game. So, the best written ones by a country mile are Fortune, Blythe, Demi, and the Huntress. And, you know, maybe that shouldn't come as a surprise that all of those except for Demi don't want to bone the second they meet you. And the only reason why Demi is the exception is because it's a pre-established relationship that you, like, learn about and connection that you see and feel in the writing from the get-go, that they have a history. I don't dislike any of the characters. Even some of them feel like, some of them do feel flat. I would say Lily and Terran feel really flat as characters. Sova's a little bit better. We don't really see it until later. But like, they're better than most other games in the genre. But I wanted so much more. And the game keeps undercutting itself with really, really crude humor because they didn't want, I guess it's the feeling of like, you have to make sexy stuff silly, otherwise people are not gonna, you know, let it exist or something. I don't know, like, Here's the thing. I think Subverse is fine to exist on its own the way it is. I just think that for the first really big, high production value, not safe for work game to come out, the one that's like really big name, the one that's supposed to be like helping to redefine the genre and let people think, hey, these things can be seen as legitimate pieces of gaming creation and art the same way all other games are. Just because this one has sexual content doesn't mean it can't be that. Having the like self-irreverence and like the way it frames its sense of humor and the way its writing undercuts itself doesn't help its case. The case it's trying to make for itself. Like, okay, the way I framed it to people is like, imagine trying to make a superhero movie like Logan. Imagine trying to make Logan if every other superhero movie until that point was Deadpool. It's way harder to make a serious thing when everyone knows it to be silly in the first place than to make a silly version of something people know to be serious. Like, it's easier to parody something than it is to make a funny thing serious. And so, for Subverse to be the first big name in this category of, like, big budget, big name, genre defining, basically, not safe work game, I really wish it didn't go so far into the humor and the kind of humor that it goes into. It just kind of like, to me, it devalues the message that the devs seem to have going with the game when they were making it. So, like, I'm so disappointed in it, specifically because of the potential it has that I wish it lived up to. But it's still a great game, and I still really like it. I hope they do more with this game. I hope they make more things and they improve in those aspects. It's just, you know, I have a lot of thoughts. And that's not even the longest talk I'm going to have, probably, because Nier Automata is still here. System Shock, the System Shock remake. I heard about System Shock, it was on sale, and, you know, I played it. I had a really good time with it, honestly. I really liked it. Very few, if any, notes, I think, especially for what it was at the time it came out, with the remastered graphics and stuff. Great experience. I think it was really, really good. Just, like, great time. No notes. Pretty much no notes I could give. Yeah. Like, certain aspects of it felt kind of dated just in terms of the gameplay because it is an old game that, like, maybe they could have improved when they did the remake or remaster or whatever. But ultimately, you're doing fine, System Shock. Good job. Head pats for System Shock. This War of Mine Final Cut. Another resource-intensive game. Similar struggles that I had with Frostpunk, which is like some of the difficulty that they add into the game feels random or chance, and it really doesn't feel good for me when I'm trying to, like, in a survival setting, have to also deal with the expected and the unexpected, and just like, hey, like, sometimes things will just go wrong, and there's no way to mitigate that. You just have to deal with the thing that went wrong. I'm like, well, that doesn't feel fun. So, like, better than average, still really good, but I did kind of feel meh about that. Vampire Survivors, better than average. I said it while I was playing it or while I was talking about it. 20 Minutes Till Dawn is better in pretty much every way, except for maybe music. Vampire Survivors, it's funny because it did popularize this genre of game, but I think 20 Minutes Till Dawn does it better, and you can kind of feel why when you play both, that Vampire Survivors really, really, really functions on the idea that, like, it was made by a guy who used to make slot machines. It was designed by a guy who designed gambling stuff. And so things, bright and flashy lights, big exciting music, etc., big numbers go up, yada, 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 just more. But as a result, a lot of the stuff in it feels less important. Like, what weapons you get, what character you pick to start with, the upgrades and stuff, a lot of them is just big number go up, and not really that different in the gameplay. 20 Minutes Till Dawn, however, better in that regard. Definitely. Fewer characters, fewer weapons, but each one is really distinct, and I like that more. It's another reason why I like Bloodborne more than Dark Souls, because there's fewer weapon options, but each one is really unique. The two most similar weapons in Bloodborne are the Kirk Hammer and Ludwig's Holy Sword, and they're only similar in their first iteration, but then when you transform them, they're very different. Beside the point. Yeah, but still fun. I still played a whole lot of it. And I might go back to it at some point, but yeah, we'll see. I don't think I have everything in it, but there you go. Venoneth. It's fine. It's a marble rolly game, and it's fine. I didn't really have a great time with it, but I think as far as marble rolling games, it is good. I think it's a great marble rolling game. I'm just not really into marble rolling games. I think the vibes are great. I think the aesthetic is great, but meh in terms of me and my experience with it. Yara's Rising demo. Yeah, it's a fun little platform. It felt a lot like, just in terms of visual style, it felt a lot like Mega Man 11 and a little bit like Mighty Number 9, honestly. Oh yeah, that also should be here as well. Mighty Number 9 should be in here, because I did technically play it. Oh boy. Ugh. Can't believe I have to do this to myself. Disappointing. We're not talking about it. We're not even... Nope. We all know, okay? Not as egregious as I thought it was when I, was hearing about it and whatever, but still not good. Yeah, no. Yars Rising, though. Yeah, fun. I'm interested in when the game comes out, but, like, in terms of games like it, it's a side-scrolling platformer. Like, Altered Alma is by far one of those I am most excited about. And I played, like, as far as side-scrolling action games, I had Altered Alma, I had Rosenlocket, Gestalt Demon Cinder, Shantae 7 Sirens, Broken Hero, Flipwitch, Future Fragments, Hero Age, Yars Rising, Mighty Number 9. I played a lot of those kinds of games, and I generally do. It is one of my favorite genres, but Altered Alma is by far the one I'm most interested in, and this one is like, yeah, good. I'm excited to see it. Actually, I'm going to put better on average, because it did have some pretty nice presentation. but I do want it to be better before it comes out. I actually don't know if it is out, but I hope it does get better. Is it out? Yars. It is out. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because, like, the animations look kind of stiff. I think, like, visually it's really nice, but I think the animations are a little bit stiff. But overall, you know, charming, but not, like, super duper excited about it. I think it's cool. I will play it eventually, for sure, the full thing. Zelda Zone Zero, and this needs to go away. I wish I could get rid of it, but I can't. I don't know why I can't. It's a shame. That should be an option. Anyway. ZZZ. ZZZ, stupendous. I've had a tremendous amount of fun with ZZZ. I'm so glad I played it. Not a big fan of gacha mechanics in general. And by not a big fan, I mean I just straight up do not like them. But I do appreciate the amount to which you can actually grind for the materials without putting money in. The trick being obviously is like balancing how much you have to grind in order to get, you know, like it's the ratio of rewards from grinding versus what you get out of paying. And I think it has an okay balance as far as these kinds of games go. I still think it's bad and shouldn't happen. And I do think that ZZZ has a lot of potential as like plot and characters and stuff, but a lot of it is like they're kind of trapped and can't move forward with a lot of the plot and characters because you need to have all characters available at all times for whatever, and like they can't really change and grow much because you have to be able to unlock them whenever and experience, you know, it as it is. Because like, you know, they have done a little bit of that. Like, you know, in the Tour de Inferno update, they did have like, you know, Caesar becomes the Overlord, but that doesn't really change anything in the plot. Really, it's just like, oh, they just start talking about it more, and like that's the thing. But like, it seems like the plot is definitely going somewhere, especially with the most recent patch, which was so much fun. I just genuinely think the game's getting more and more interesting and more fun, so I'm excited to keep playing it. And I'm going to continue to be very careful around it in terms of spending money and stuff. Like, I am interested in getting characters, and I don't want to try to get more than one copy of each character because that's going to lead to me spending more money than I should, etc., etc. But definitely one of my favorite games of the year for sure. Okay, and now we're done. Ignore this again. Ugh. Okay. Nier Automata. Automaton. I don't get it. Not that I don't understand. I don't get why this game's story is such a big deal for so many people. I don't. Now, context before anything else continues. I played through the first ending. I got ending A years ago. I was like, all right, that's it. Okay, it's fine. That took like 26 hours for me to do. I was like, all right, the game's done. And the game's like, oh, but you can get different endings. In my experience, any other game that has different endings, it's stuff like BioShock. It's stuff like, you know, alternate endings is stuff like you would see BioShock Elden Ring's different endings. You know, things like that where like it's not actually the freaking point. It's, oh, you can get an alternate version of how the story concludes. Not the story is a third done. Is that an interesting choice? Yes. Do I approve of it? A little. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it's a neat idea. However, there are a lot of things in this game that I feel like in Nier Automata that did not pay off as hard as I think they did for most people, for me. The first cutscene of the game. Now, to be fair, when I did replay it, I did fully replay it, like, and got ending A all over again. First of all, replaying the entirety of the campaign to get to ending B was stupid. It was stupid. They shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. That's asking a lot. That's asking a lot. Just saying. Now, from the get-go, I was like, oh, humanity's been dead the whole time. Do you mean to tell me the big, faceless, empty voice that gives vague messages at best might not actually be around? What a shock. Ugh. Ugh. That's what I have to say to that. Not surprising in the least. Then, like, the emotional attachment between that to be had for 9S, I didn't get. I still don't get it. I still don't feel it. I'll be honest, I still don't feel it. And I think the reason why I don't feel it is because I didn't do all of the side quests and read all of the little entry logs and everything. I tried to let the game and the experience and the gameplay tell me that story, and it didn't really do it for me. There are parts of it, for sure. It wasn't completely not there, but it didn't feel earned. And I think to put the stuff that gives that context to the story behind optional content is going to devalue the story for the people who don't go through it. As opposed to something like another game where, I don't know, the stuff you get from side quests and reading bonus content provides additional, helpful, fun additional tidbits. This game felt to me like, hey, you're not gonna get the story at all if you don't read this. And I just didn't want to read it. I wanted to play the game. Not to mention the fact that over the course of what ended up being my full playthrough, which, I mean, let me go and find it. So 43 hours, 43.6 hours total. Let's subtract that. So, like, my full experience of the game for, like, an actual top to bottom playthrough, would have been about 20 hours, 25 hours or something, somewhere around there. Something like that. Because I think I 100%ed my way through ending A, and then didn't touch the game for a long time, and I just played the game again from scratch, I think. Or maybe I don't remember, it was a while. But, again, I last played it in March, so... oh, sorry, that's the space. Playtime 41 hours. Similar, so, you know, we're fine. I think there are aspects of the game that are arbitrary, that serve. There are things that, like, look like, hey, this was a conscious choice, and there's no explanation for it, both in and out of the game. For example, why are the war bots dressed like French maids? If it's just because I wanted to look at sexy French maids, like, I guess. And to be honest, if they wrote a reason behind that, it would be them justifying, I want to look at sexy French maids. But my problem with that specific choice is that other games have done similar things and done it better because they give the character reason as opposed to the setting reason. Bayonetta is a really good example. I haven't really played Bayonetta that much, but I do know that Bayonetta herself, as a character, is proud and unapologetically sexual. And so her sexualization is herself doing it as a character, as opposed to situations around the character that force them to be put in a sexual position. Or as I call it, the quiet problem. Again, haven't actually played any of the Metal Gear games, but I do know about Quiet, because the character of Quiet breathes through her skin and doesn't talk. And because she breathes through her skin, she needs to have her skin exposed a lot. And that's the writers going, hey, I want a woman who is scantily clad, but it's okay, she has to be scantily clad, because I wrote it that way. On the other end, you got Bayonetta, which is, hey, this character wants to be scantily clad, and so is. That's a really important difference to me, and I'm so sick of the former. The latter I don't see nearly often enough. Nier is the one I don't like. Why do they look that way? It's never explained. Honestly, it could be as simple as these androids were initially designed to be service androids, and this is the outfits that they have, this is part of their whole setup. It has been modified for war. I don't know, maybe that's in the game. Maybe it's in one of the really long freaking book entries I didn't read. If you're gonna give me that question, give me an opportunity to get an answer that's not gonna make me look for it, you know? And there's this, oh, but like there's symbolism, they have to be blindfolded so they don't show emotion, or they don't see emotion. Like, okay. But what does the blindfold actually do? Because they can still see. So what actually is the purpose of that? You know, if they can see the whole time, it's like, well, symbolic. Symbolic of what? If we know they can see. It's and stuff like that, you know, started to get on my nerves over the course of playing the game, of just like a lot of these things have been like, okay, so there are a lot of unanswered questions, but also they put so many themes into this game by the time I got to the end that I feel like none of them were actually executed very well. What does it mean to be human? It was pretty obvious to me from the get-go that if you're sapient, you're alive. And it took the game a lot longer to even approach that idea. Like, you meet Pascal in Pascal's village in the first, like, what, 20 minutes of the game? Maybe? Half hour? 40 minutes? Definitely within the first hour. You meet Pascal's village. I was like, oh, maybe not all robots are bad people, and some of them are actually just like, you know, and they're not, you know, mindless machines. They're people. Gotcha. And then the game took another many hours before the game itself was like, wait a minute, these people have been people this whole time. And like, man, they really wanted me to care about that reveal when it was so obvious to me from the get-go. Like, the specific stuff, like, I think there's a thing where, like, oh, there's, like, it's either adapted or fully uploaded human consciousnesses or whatever. Like, there's other aspects that I've heard about, and like, blah, 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 blah. But regardless, I just felt like, man, you're taking a really long time to explain this very simple concept that is your main theme. That actually, to me, is a simple concept because I've dealt with this in a lot of different kinds of stories. So maybe that's a me problem. But, like, man, it really tried to belabor that point really hard while also not talking about it, which was really frustrating for me. And I don't mean not talking about it in terms of, like, there was exposition about it. I mean, they didn't explore that in the game's themes. They just had a bunch of people talking about it over here while you were playing the game. And it wasn't even really exposition. It was like, exposition is you're being told something, right? as the audience. I felt like I was the audience to this thing over here, and then the exposition thing was happening in another room that I could overhear. It's like, man, it's one step worse than exposition for me. Now, also, the idea of, like, hey, are we doomed to repeat our own mistakes forever and ever and ever, or can we learn and grow? Can we change? That's an idea that was put up in the latter half of the game when you're getting through, like, ending C and D and E. But even then, it's like, I have my feelings on that already. And I feel like most people do. When you ask them the question, do you believe in fate? People usually have an answer. And for the game to kind of end with the question as opposed to the game providing an answer, it's like, for me, it's a boring question now. Like, I've thought about whether or not I've had my thoughts on fate settled a long time, and so it's like, oh man, might things still be bad? Could things go wrong again? They might. It's up for them to decide. It's like, okay, like, yeah, I don't think the story's bad. I don't think the themes are bad. I think that they are not executed to a standard that makes sense for the hype that it got on my end. Like, I expected something monumental, but what I got was something I went, oh, alright. I don't see why so many people are like, it's the best storytelling in gaming of all time. I'm like, really? Fucking really? Like, it feels to me like it's one of those stories that people say, it really makes you think. And I'm like, not that hard, though. Yeah, I think. It made me think, but it didn't make me think that hard. I would much rather be emotionally attached to the story than to be intellectualized as a response to the story and be like, okay, but why though? I have a similar feeling to it than I do to Bioshock Infinite in terms of like, hey, this is the idea we're putting forward. Yeah, and I go, okay, what are you gonna do with it? And they go, the idea. And I go, okay, make up your own mind. I'm like, all right, my mind is made up that I would have rather had you guys tell me an answer. Or at the very least, have the characters present different ideas of the answer or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, Nier did that for sure. Like, you know, different characters had different ideas about stuff. But, like, I want to experience a story And it's not the same thing as like the Inception top at the end of the movie. Does it fall or does it not? This is, wait, so what are you trying to say with this? And then the things they're trying to say are like, oh, so the thing that you're like saying at the end of the game, this is what the message is the message that I got the first hour in, and you maybe play for another, like, 20, 30 hours, and it's still the same thing, and it's not like, I don't know. Again, I don't dislike it. I think it's better than average. I'm not even putting it up at a great time. The reason why I'm not putting it up at a great time is because of how let down I was by the hype. The hype really put me in a place where I went, really? And there is a thought I have like, hey, maybe if I replay it from scratch, I'll have a different approach. But I do not want to put that time in, man. I have no interest in putting that time into that. No, thank you. You know what's gonna happen if I do that? I'm gonna put on all the auto chips and just not play and just like walk from place to place, let the automatic attack, auto shoot, auto heal, auto dodge, all those just do the work for me. Alternatively, I could read the wikis. But then the wikis go, oh, so much left up into interpretation. Like, ah! Yeah. Maybe sometime many years down the line, I will replay it and have more opinions on it, maybe I'll make notes while I play it and like make a video essay on it or something. But when I hear people talking about how much this game is a masterpiece in storytelling, I expected so much better. I think the storytelling is good, but that's as far as I'm gonna give it. I think good and interesting. It's not great storytelling. I think overall as a package, I would normally put it in a great time. This is where I think it belongs. The only reason why it's here is because of how let down I was and from my expectations based on how everybody talks about it. That's where I'm going to go with that. That's where I'm going to leave Nier Automata. I'm not going to order the lists overall, though. This is too much work, and I want to go on and do other stuff, and I've been doing this for 2 hours already. But I will order the stupendous list in terms of my top games of the year. Number 1 is RoboQuest. RoboQuest, my beloved. Ultra I'm going to put at the bottom because it's a demo. Master Chief Collection is after that. So it's just a matter of putting 2, 3, and 4 with Moonbreaker, Resident Evil, and ZZZ. I think Moonbreaker's going to go into 4 because I want it to be worked on more, and it hasn't been in a really long time, so that's kind of disappointing, and I can't get a whole lot out of it anymore because I've done the boss rushes a bunch of times. So, in terms of what gets silver and bronze between Resident Evil 4 and ZZZ, I think Resident Evil 2 and ZZZ 3 feels appropriate. I still really like playing ZZZ, but there's enough about it being a gacha game and the way that things are about it and things are done about it that, like, I have more to criticize about ZZZ than I do about Resident Evil 4, even if I play more ZZZ. You know what I mean? I think Resident Evil is a excellent complete package, and ZZZ is a excellent game that's never going to be finished. And it's a gacha game, and I have a lot to say about that that aren't all positive. But RoboQuest, my game of the year. Absolutely. Blessed be RoboQuest. Okay. I'm gonna download this, and I guess I'll just have that and share with people, I suppose. Well, that's done. Okay, let's stop this music and move on to the other thing I had planned. But first, a drink of water. So, as the stream title suggests, I am restarting an old project. The project I'm restarting is Diablo 4 Was Lilith Wrong? Because when I played through that campaign, Lilith didn't seem, to me, like her motives were bad. I think her methods were bad, for sure, especially in certain aspects, but, like, nothing about what she said and what she was saying and doing sounded like it was actually going to be a bad thing, but everyone around me was like, no, Lilith is bad, and so we need to stop her. And I'm like, well, wait, where and how? Like, what is she, like, what are her machinations that actually tell you this is a bad plan? And so I wanted to revisit that. And I tried that once early in my time when I started streaming, but then I kind of fell off of it. But with the Vessel of Hatred expansion and the new class, it gives me an opportunity to start a campaign over from scratch with a brand new class I don't know, so it's not going to feel nearly as repetitive. And so this should be interesting. So I am opening the game now, and also, let me, I know there's a way to do this, change, there we go, change, the game I'm playing. Diablo 4. Here we go. So now we begin the Was Lilith Right playthrough of Diablo 4. And I'm gonna have to really keep an eye on what's going on in this game, because I don't remember her sounding all that evil, just a little chaotic and murderous. But what else? But what isn't in this game? In the story, in the setting? Because, boy howdy, do I not trust the heavens in the Diablo world. Hello, game. Cool. Alright. Create a new character. Spiritborn is the one we're doing. That's the new one. So, let's begin. I always like playing as femme characters. Select a preset. Let's start with you. I don't know. Customize. Face type, I like that. I like the vitiligo, actually. Normal eyes? No, we want purple iridescent? Yeah, I love me some purple. Hair. No. That's not bad. I also like this. And we're back. I gotta say, the character creator in this game is limited. Not a huge fan of the character creator in this game, but at the same time, it's the first time Diablo's had one, so like whatever, I guess, but still. Facial hair. What's your eyebrows? It's fine. Makeup. I think I want that. And jewelry, I will look into in a minute. I'll just put you at off for now. Markings. What markings do I want? Do I want those markings? These? No. These? No. These? No. All of them look like tattoos, so let's go to the tattoo color. That's a lot. That's really busy, and I'm not a fan of the leopard print. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. Still a lot, but not as much. That's pretty good. Yeah. Like that. Death mask makeup, yeah. Because otherwise we get that. Things look too much like makeup for what this character's vibe appears to be. Yeah. Okay, jewelry. Got big earrings. Tablet. Plus, doesn't really matter, but I am curious to see, because also a lot of it's going to be hidden by the hair. The big dangles actually aren't that bad. Big dangly hoops? Let's go with big dangly hoops. Yeah. Alright, let's go. The option to skip the campaign? No thanks. I don't want seasonal character. I just want to do the thing. Start with Vessel Hatred campaign? No, change campaign state. Original campaign, please. Character name. I don't know. Frickin'... You know what? Alenia. There you go. If you're still here, Alenia Iris, this is for you. Normal, I don't care. So, I've played through this game enough to remember a lot of the stuff in the opening, so I'm probably going to be
Sanctuary was never meant
skipping a
for
fair bit
humankind.
early on.
It was forged as a refuge from the war.
But then again, I am
heavens
wanting to
and the
kind of keep
burning
notes on this,
hells.
so maybe I shouldn't.
Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict.
Yes.
A
'cause-
secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe.
Yeah, Lilith and Inarius
But
create a
now
sanctuary.
This once powerful order is a husk of what it was.
Yep.
And Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind.
Yeah, the vibe is very much there's a war between angels and
This is
devils,
the
and we
story
are in
of
between,
their downfall.
caught in the crossfire. Or heaven and hell. The heavens and the hells, and we are caught in the crossfire. Fun, 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 fun. We keep walking. I forget what that's supposed to mean, if anything. Scared horse. Bye-bye, scared horse. Bit of a funny looking run. Oh, dead horse. Yep, very dead horse. I'm curious to see how this character class plays. Whispers. Lots of whispers. All right. How we doing? We're doing cold. There's another wolf. Is this who I think it is? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, he shows up early. Forgot about that. Hello. Alrighty. Spiritborn time.
I should find better shelter before I freeze.
Yeah, that would make sense. I can summon a horse immediately, too, which is kind of funny. I will say, something that I miss from Diablo 2, that both Diablo 3 did, and Diablo 4 seems to be doing even worse, which is devaluing rare loot. When I was playing through the Vessel of Hatred campaign yesterday and the day before, the number of legendary items I found, it was like in the dozens. I'm like, bro, I had entire playthroughs where I never found one in Diablo 2. The hell, man? Like, you lived on yellow rarity items, and maybe you could get one legendary item, and, like, you know, it wouldn't last very long. Oh, yes.
He's a wild one.
Right, he's not the wild one. Y'all are the terrible people. Hello, Osmond. What's going
What's
on?
it to you?
Yes, Skip. I remember.
Come, I'll explain.
They're just lying and saying, "Oh, this guy's gone crazy," but
There is evil staring in the ruins to the north.
yeah,
That poor
these are the evil
Vampire
ones.
must
They're
have
gonna.
gone
I say
inside.
evil. They got turned by Lilith.
Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
Yes. Hello.
Keep you safe.
Weapons, Spore, Spear, Basic Glaive. Interesting. You can
Let me
heal.
help you out.
Thank you. Stannis. Hello. Can I talk to you, please? There we go.
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn.
You got it.
I feel the evil from the ruins. It's begun to take root here, too. I'll lay it to rest.
You
Truly?
got it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, now I've leveled up to level 2, which means I can use these freaking 11 skill points. So, Withering Fist. Dart at and jab an enemy several times, leading total of poison. Okay, so this is poison. Fire. Oh, so these get like different elemental, lightning, physical. Interesting. Okay. Poison damage. Slash dealing 18% damage. Third attack. Rapid use lashes around attacking a total of this damage is fire. Piercing enemies. Reducing evade cooldown. Okay. Third attack strikes enemies around you, dealing that much damage. And this is poison. And this damages and slows. Let's go with that one. 1 vigor per second for every nearby enemy poison with the 10. I'm assuming vigor is my resource, so that's pretty cool. Third attack expresses poison to 5 nearby unaffected enemies, hitting a vulnerable also by the effect all hit. Yeah, please. I don't want to invest too much into abilities because I do want to like get used to the things as I learn them. But I will look at passives. Passive basically does more damage. Why not? What about this one? Bonus based on a weapon type you wield. Oh! Interesting. Increased dodge chance during evade. Whenever dodge chance during evade? I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know evade wasn't... Yeah, whatever. Also do that, and then mobility skill cooldowns. I mean, don't have any of those yet, so I'm just gonna do that. And sure. So now I currently have, I think. Well, I forget what is this weapon I have. What kind is it? It is a glaive, so I have more lucky hit chance. Good for me.
Fire's looking good.
Yes.
I have remedies if you're
Nope.
ready.
If
You?
Devmir's taking up all
Okay.
the space by the fire, just
You have weapons. You have nothing.
What's that?
Okay.
You say something?
No, I did not. We're fine. So now I have this poison fist. Also something that both Diablo 3 and 4 did that I'm not a fan of is that weapons really don't feel like they matter because of the abilities. Like, hey, I have this glaive, which affects my damage numbers, but now my attack is fists, which is not what the weapon's for. And I'm just straight up not gonna... Soul's Bulwark. I wonder, actually. That's a new look. Yeah, okay. Sure. Put it on. And this should do something. Cool. Oh, the poison spread is far! Goody goody gumdrops. Love that for me. I do love poison tank builds. Where just building myself into a place where I can start spreading poison and take damage until everything around me just succumbs. Like the Death Guard in Warhammer. And also, I like having a thing for poison damage, considering the fact that the druid I have is very not poison-oriented. I feel like the druid's poison's kind of meh. As far as the builds I have going. Jade Claw Grip. That's a new look. Well, doesn't change anything, so I'll just get the new look later. This is fun. It's like the monk from Diablo 3, which was my second favorite class in the game. But still not a huge fan of the way that the ability, at least this ability, I wonder if the others don't. No, this is Fist. Jab with the Piercing Strike. Dive in and slash into it. I'm assuming all of these are like hand-to-hand attacks, which devalues the weapon, at least in aesthetics, and I'm not a fan of that, but we're here now. I got the Poison Fist. So, what's next? Let's actually look at one of these now. Crushing Hand. Smash down, shockwaves that overlap and deal 40% damage. 5 feathers that pierce through enemies. Piercing enemies is nice. 100 claws. Dealing 5 damage and then exploding. Nice. Dealing damage to enemies within as well as all surrounding poison enemies. So this is just actually 2 more to everyone who is poisoned. That's nice. What do we got for it over here? Barrier. Cool. Damage for Sacrifice of Resolve. I don't know what Resolve is. Enemies hit by both strikes are knocked down. Making people vulnerable when they're hit with at least 3 feathers. Buying farther critical strikes. More feathers. More damage per enemy hit. Sacks of Ferocity. Your attack speed of 5 attack speed. Okay. Cool. Longest active cooldown by 0.5 seconds. That's an interesting concept. Specifically your longest active cooldown. That's oh wait, this is probably going to tell me about Resolve. Increases your damage reduction. Okay. Taking direct damage consumes a stack. Interesting. What about the poison thing? 50% of his base damage is poisoning over 6% of all enemies hit. Okay. More damage if it only hits one person instead of echoing to surrounding. Okay. Strikes a vulnerable enemy, heals you. Interesting. If you're healthy, it makes people vulnerable. That's a good survivability tool. Make people vulnerable, and if I keep hitting them and I start taking more damage, I will start to heal. That's pretty nice. I think I'm going to move in that direction. Let's see what that's like. Nice. Gauntlets. Oops. What do we got? Yeah. Level up again. Heavy boots. Rider's leggings. Yay. Heavy boots. Yay. Yay. Yeah, I think Diablo 4 and 3 less so, but especially 4 really has fallen victim to the big number equals better philosophy, because I have 1.5 million gold, which means I do not care one little bit about 13, 28, and 15, you know? Thankfully, I picked them up automatically, but at least in, like, Diablo 2, I think picking up gold automatically is a nice addition, but in Diablo 2, you had to pick them up manually, which meant that you had to consciously choose whether or not to ignore the smaller piles, or the bigger ones, or whatever. And also things, you picked up less gold, and things were cost a lot of gold, and shops really mattered, because things didn't, you didn't have as many rare items, so if you found a good item in a shop, you really, you know, would consider buying it. Excuse me. And so, like, gold had more value, items, loot had more value, and by more value, I mean, like, not only do you get more out of it, but also, like, smaller numbers meant more, you know? So, you know, you care about the smaller piles. But I think about it, like, if I remember right, the Countess quest in Act 1 of Diablo 2, the lowest level where all that gold is, I think what you end up with is something like somewhere between 200 and 400 gold, and that was like a treasure trove back then, you know? That mattered. I would always remember to do that quest because I wanted to get the gold. But if there's a quest to get a lot of gold in this game, I don't care. In fact, I would go so far as to say all the quests, not even quests, all the everything in this game gives you a whole lot of gold. So I don't really care about getting gold because I'm gonna get it regardless. That is guaranteed. I have no reason to seek it out because it basically just grows passively as I do everything else. And then there's also, you know, this other currency down here, Murmuring Obols. No. And also, you know, there's the monetization aspect of this game, which I'm also not a huge fan of because they have a bunch of like, hey, do you want cosmetics that cost a whole lot of money? No. No, I don't. I already paid for this game. You know? Like, let me unlock cosmetics by playing the game. Some of which apparently you can do. But, like, yeesh. I mean, beyond just, you know, like, scavenging armor and stuff. But, yeah. Disappointing how many games are just so profit-oriented as opposed to, you know, making good games. Hello! Oop. Gotcha. A magic polearm. Less damage to elites, but more damage to vulnerable folk, which I think I'm going to be dealing with soon. Because this one. Yes. Yes. There we go. Anything else to grab in here? I forget. Probably not. Yeah, no. Cool. Trying to return to Nevesk. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Hello, horse. Goodbye, horse. Now we go back.
You've returned.
Yes, I have.
The old ruins are clear. Your
And then we
town
celebrate and I get drugged, and now we're here. And now we murdered them. Drifter's Tunic. Thank you. Yes, please. And then mark that. And then grab this and mark this. Oop. Also, mark that.
You are blessed like us now.
Thanks.
That was all of them. Light willing.
Okay.
Madman. Those heretics drugged me after I returned from the ruins. Just like you. I came to my wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and...
Let's cough off some roses.
What manner of evil is this? Petals? Of blood?
Yes, petals of blood.
They must have fed them to me.
A blasphemous ritual. How did they learn this?
What if I know?
Perhaps the answer lies in the chapel. They kept it locked up for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The key might be on that woman who was leading them.
What on earth gave you that idea, Yosef? Oh, never mind, you were right. Is this where I have to go? No, I have to go back to the town. Also, horse. Chapel.
Blood petals. Like the ones I was fed. Is this real?
Absolutely not. Next question. Got some dried mango. So this is an important cutscene for my point here. The first major step in me going, wait a minute. What's so bad about Lilith, given the context of everything else we're dealing with here? Stage 1.
Shameful. Our Father has granted you a path to salvation. And yet, you stray from it at every opportunity.
What's with the scoring, bro?
You drink and gamble. You covet and steal. Shameful.
Like, okay. Sure. But, like, drink and gamble and covet, those three aren't necessarily that bad. Stealing is not great.
Sin is their birthright.
Also not technically wrong. We were born out of a union between angel and devil,
My
or
children.
demon, or whatever.
The lords of hell are coming to devour our world. Salvation lies not in the light, but in you.
Which we know to be true from Diablo 3.
The
Just saying.
faith has taught you to deny your heart's desire and turned you into a prisoner within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Break the chains and discover who you were meant to be.
And again,
Break the
don't
chains
fully disagree with this concept.
and be beautiful in sin.
As someone who wasn't raised religious, yeah. Like, oh no, my existence is sinful, which means the church disapproves. No, the crap what?
Resist! Resist her temptation!
This I'm not a huge fan of, though.
Vani, it's me. I brought your child into this world.
And now, people take you out of it. But also, like, Lilith seems to be on the side of humanity, not the side of the Hells, first of all. She's like, hey, Lords of Hell are coming. We don't want that. I don't want that, despite me being from Hell. Lords of Hell are coming, and that's bad.
Awakened.
So let's work with humans to fix the problem.
The
And
first of many.
our characters in
Go to
Diablo
the
3, the
dry
Nephilim,
steps and continue
are special
your
because we,
operations.
like, are, like,
Now,
some of, like, the blood of the original members of humanity are, like, really closely linked to the bond between, Hell and Heaven in human form.
You came to thank
And
the light.
The Heavens are shown to be incompetent as hell, as fuck. And we're the ones who beat Diablo in Diablo 3. Humans. So far, one of the classics, like, hey, methods aren't necessarily great. Not necessarily surprised, though. You are a demon. This is kind of your vibe. But the premise of why you're doing what you're doing makes sense so far.
You collapsed inside. I thought that darkness had swallowed you. I dragged you here and put this cursed place to the torch. What happened to you in there?
I saw a vision. A horned demon. She said the lords of hell are coming. She wanted to help the people survive.
She wanted to help the people survive.
Help them.
She called them her children. And they welcomed her like a mother.
Mother.
Hmm.
No. It cannot be.
But it is.
I must report to the cathedral.
Okay.
Listen, there is a hermit.
Let me go find,
leading to the cathedral
what's
in
his face?
Fjorvasjön.
What's his name? I forget his name. What is his name? Well, I'll find out soon enough. Horse time. Attack. Okay. Hello? Alright. Hiya! Yeah, think about it. It would have been nice for them to have like a specific customizable move for dismounting, because, like, hey, Spiritborn's dismount move is lightning based, but I got all poison moves, you know. You might actually be like, hey, it makes poison damage. Like, just to have it be like what kind of damage it deals or something. Would be kind of nice. Yep, come on. Give me things. I guess not. Alright, let's keep going. Let's just get up to the cabin. Hello. What's this guy's name again?
What
Lorath!
are you hiding back here?
His name's Lorath, I just remembered. Alright. Here he is. Here comes the boy! The guy who I'm like 90% sure his voice was coming up was Wilhelm in Dark Souls 3. He's got that voice. Hello.
If you're going to trespass into my home, rifle through my things, then at least have the decency to join me for supper. I'm bloody hungry.
Nice. So then we told him everything.
That's quite the story.
Yes, it is. What was that story?
I wish it wasn't true, but it is. Why did I have that vision?
Thank those friendly villagers. They gave you the blood of Lilith.
God, that voice in my ears.
Blood of a demon.
Not just any demon. The daughter of hatred. The mother of sanctuary. She was banished ages ago. But this world is her creation.
Yeah, and she wants to look after us.
It was prophesied she would come back.
What does she want?
That's the question. Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons.
Why is that the question? She said that she wanted to save
But
us.
Lilith serves neither side. She has her own plans for us.
Uh-huh.
And me? Am I corrupted?
Not sure yet. But you two share a connection. What will you do about it?
Use it. Find out what she's after.
Good. Then we're in this together.
Yeah.
Rest while you can.
Sorry.
We'll start in
I don't know
Kyoto.
what that look was.
If we can't stop Lilith, we'll all be damned.
Why? Why? Why is that the truth? Why am I supposed to believe that? You literally don't know what her plans are. Just saying. Like, it, because if the idea is, no, we don't trust her because she's a demon, you already know she doesn't serve the demon side. She serves her own side. And in the vision, she's like, I'm here to save humanity from hell. Why do you think we'll be damned if she gets her way? I don't know. Let's keep investigating. And off we go. Hi-ya!
This close to the city. Lilith's evil is spreading.
Yes, it is, apparently. I don't think she can help her demonic influence, but I don't think she's inherently bad yet. I have yet to be convinced otherwise, which is why I am doing what I am doing. Hello! Bonk!
Never thought I'd live to see all this.
Oh. Bonk. Oh, an amulet. Whatever. What is the statue?
The angel Inarius. I'm sure you've heard the Cathedral of Light babbling about their Holy Father.
Oh, babble, 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 they do.
He's real. An angel walks among us.
Among
When
us?
he learns that Lilith is here, blood will flow. They are ancient enemies. They'll drag the whole damn world into their feud unless we can stop it.
I don't know, man. Sounds like
Let's
Inarius...
not linger. Kyovashad lies just ahead.
Sounds like Lilith wants to do her own thing, and Inarius wants to kill Lilith, but it's not their... It's Inarius' problem. Just saying. Inarius definitely doesn't seem like the good guy in the story.
We have no time for this.
Yeah, we gotta do the thing. Yep. What's this about? Gotta do the cleansing ritual, yada yada yada.
I'll meet you in...
Take a piece of holy cedar wood from the
Yes,
shrine
holy cedar.
and inscribe
Fear,
it
anger,
with
pride,
this
greed, nothing.
This is a waste of time.
This doesn't matter at
Did you
all.
say something?
Yes, I said it was a waste of time. Nice. Well done. I did it.
Good.
Yay.
Welcome.
Alright, Lorath. I'm gonna go over here. And talk to you over here. Hello.
So, what did you write on a little piece of wood? I bet you didn't write anything at all. Wouldn't blame you. Well, it matters little, I suppose.
It does. Horse, you going
I'm off to
somewhere?
the Dry Steps in search of that pale man from you. I must
Yep.
know.
He's
But
got to
first,
learn
I
about
need you to
Pale
return
Man.
something of mine while I finish my negotiations.
Go get a thingy. This rumor was
There
prophesied?
was a prophecy, yes.
Foretold the rise of the
rise
primal.
of the primevals.
Yes.
The return of Lilith and Inarius. The doom of our world. Inarius adopted the prophecy for his own selfish purposes. Put it in the Cathedral of Light's gospel. And made it seem like he would be the hero to save us.
So, from what I remember, I don't remember the prophecy ever actually saying anything about why Lilith's return would be a bad thing. It's also the rise of the primevals again. And the conflict that'll, like, kind of mess us up. But, like, Lilith seems like she's on our side and wants to save humanity.
The cathedral loves to go on about him. His
Yeah, goes
imprisonment
from
in
here to
Elementia
Meridian.
and being tortured in hell for a few millennia turned you into an ass.
Yeah, true. What were villagers doing in those ruins? Sure.
Sacrificing. Summoning demons.
Ah, yes. Table master. Oh, yes. Ooh, I can get a cat. I'm gonna ride a cat. Sure. Mount armors. Nothing for the cat. Trophies. I don't care. Alright, I can ride a cat. That's cool, though.
Tattoos. Sway back. Cloudy eyes. This poor thing is practically crowbait.
With what you're
Great.
paid, you're lucky she has 4
Bye. And then, let me get that waypoint. Boom. Head in here. Hello. Laura sent me.
So
Yeah, she's buying something back, apparently. Thank you. Oh. Purchase Loreth's polearm. Ginks.
Wait.
The old man sold me
Strange
this
amulet,
too.
thank you.
Said he didn't need it anymore, but I think he wants it back all the same.
Yeah, alright.
No charge.
Hubble. And then scrap all my junk. Thank you. Yada-da, yada-da. Had to pay for your weapon.
Apologies.
He also gave me this amulet.
Yeah, what is it?
The Mark of the Heradrim.
Ah.
An ancient order of scholars and mages, sworn to protect Sanctuary from demons.
Sworn to protect
These
the
days,
demons.
we are few in number.
But what if the demons
There's
actually
another
apparently
Heradrim.
may be nice and on our side in a way?
Doran. His breadth of knowledge about demons is equal only to his hubris.
What if?
Sounds like he could help us.
You should seek him out in Skosglen. But don't forget about the cathedral. They'll be expecting you, and they might prove to be useful allies too.
You're not coming with me.
He's gonna do his own stuff.
Dry steps to find out who that pale man is. Join me when you can, just be careful. Your ties to Lilith, the visions you see. You are the key to finding her and stopping whatever she has planned.
Regardless of whether it's good or bad. Because we don't know what her plan is. We just assume it's evil for some reason.
Our paths in life are set to collide. We just don't know it. Whether it is by accident or fate's hand, there is nothing we can do about it. The wanderer lost in the storm, fed the blood of Lilith, saved by a lone monk. Different lives and incidents drawn together. By what? Destiny? Or some greater power pulling the strings? I did not know. But at the time, I thought I had the chance to protect humanity from the daughter of hatred.
Why?
The Wanderer's connection to her gave me hope. Imagine that.
Another level. Let's go over here. One of these. Focus skills. Alright. Cycle that pulls enemies inward, followed by a crushing down that deals damage. Fly into the air, make a cloud. Makes enemies at your target location vulnerable for 5 seconds before you crash down upon them. Neat. Savage Roar, causing each of your attacks to trigger additional extra damage for 6 seconds. And Venom Frost increased by 2. Toxic Skin. Enemies that attack you are poisoned. And toxins overflow, find poisoning in a trail that makes you unhindered. Move through enemies and characters can move through enemies and their move speed cannot be reduced. Meh. Alright, this seems pretty good. This also seems pretty good. What do we got? Extra against enemies guaranteed crit. Nice. This sword has no ability to get extra movement speed. Nice. And means a run for 4 seconds and continues to make people vulnerable. Nice. Unstoppable. Alright, nice. Right over here. Duration is extended by 2 seconds per kill while active. So just by... Okay. Passively stockpiles any healing you receive. While active, spend stacks to strike elite enemies up to an additional 4 times. Or... alright. Increase thorns to poison enemies, that's cool. Alright. This is definitely the most interesting one to me. So, whoop-ah! Cool. Also, I got this. Intrepid Reckoning. Wherever we bless, keep steady feet and true heart. Okay. And also, Mark. Marked as junk. Use a free boost package at the Fade Reliquary and Kill. Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. I selected this where I think it's up above, and then I completely respected my druid that was like level freaking 60 or 50 or something. I was like, the hell? I don't want to deal with that. No, thank you. Nope, not Town Portal. Journal. Quests. Let's do Act 1 first. But first, it's time for aesthetics. Let's take a look at what we got over here. So yes, we got Soul's Bulwark. Got lots of armor here. You know what? Actually, it's not time for aesthetics. I still got a lot of basic armor on, so I'm just going to keep everything as is. But what are these looks? I've seen a bunch of these, or at least it's been a long time. Nice. All right. Anyway. Forget what I said about time for aesthetics. It is too soon. Switching out armor to switching out equipment way too much for now. Horse. Oh wait, easy side quest here. I remember. Fishing City Guard. Yes, I gotta go emote at them. Hello. Where's my emotes? Left. Cheer.
Like a true warrior.
And then go back. Hey, I did the emote thing.
Thanks.
Yay. Thanks. Alright. I did it. Oh. Bonk. Thanks. Ooh, magic shoes. Nope. In we go.
We were born in sin, children
Brava.
of darkness. But the Father's light can be sought through penitence and faith. Walk in the light.
So I'm just gonna do main story stuff because a lot of the side
You
quests
must
in this
be ever
game.
vigilant against sin, brother.
Yes, Reverend Mother.
Let the light of Inarius burn away wickedness. Let not temptation lead you from his holy radiance. Let righteousness sear away corruption and sin. Cast out thy darkness, for only light must remain.
Which is denying our nature that we know.
For only light must remain.
Like, we know for a fact that human beings are created
Yes,
brought
Reverend
about
Mother.
by combining light and darkness.
Did Lorath not accompany you?
So, like, is that not
They sent me on without him.
Putting
that
faith
not
in that
a
old
weird
man
thing?
was a mistake. What could possibly be of greater import?
He's doing the same, on the same mission, but doing a different path. Come on, man.
We have received word from one of our knights of a demon sighting in Gale Valley. The description matches too closely to the sighting in Neves. If you would travel to Yelesna and take stock of the events there, you would have the gratitude of the Cathedral of Light.
Oh, goody.
I had thought to send Lorath, but
That's what I always wanted.
And he fails in his duty.
Back you!
with or without Lorath, the will of Inarius shall be done.
I mean, the will of the guy who literally, we just heard, turned the entire church into his fanboys.
Here, take the knight's report.
Just
before
saying.
you go.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a potential demon sighting. Horned woman near Yelesna Mines. Performed routine inspection. Nothing yet. Sent in priest and escort of knights. We'll report in when we find something.
Stop making me pick the free. Oh, fine. Why not? Pick the free boosting if it makes you stop putting that as my main quest.
Wanderer, I know what you are.
That's nice, thank you. Rake, Stinger, Quill Volley. Wait. Rake is this. Nope, Rake is this one. Stinger and Quill Volley. Okay. I'll pick Stinger because it's the ability I actually have. No, you did not. And a full compliment? What the fuck? Let me build my character, you sons of bitches. Stop defaulting this to... Oh! I am even more mad than I was the first time this fucking happened to me. Disable auto pin. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, forget... As well as the fuck... And completely kitted out or something. Like... Yeah, completely kitted out already. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit! I pick up this fucking bubbles. Which I apparently cannot do. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate that so much. I hate that so much. I'm restarting and just doing a lot of skippy skips because Jesus. Delete character. God damn you. Doing this again. Just rushing through this now. Unreal. I can't believe they did it to me twice. And it was even worse the second time. Because I didn't know it maxed you out to 50 immediately. God. God, that sucks.
I should find better shelter before I freeze.
Unbelievable.
Another abandoned town.
Demons. Everywhere. Fangs in the dark.
Bing, bong.
Careful.
Bing.
He's a wild one.
Bing, bong. Bing. And now that I know which one of these I want, I'm just gonna do this. All right. Hello. God fucking God.
What's it to you?
Skip.
Come, I'll explain.
So stupid. That's so stupid!
There is evil staring in the ruins to the north. That poor monk
Even
back there must have been inside. Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
Turn around. Yeah, it is bigger. Cool. Yep. Skip. Thank you. God, so freaking dumb. So mad. Yes, demons. You daft git. New look on salvage. That I will take. What is that dodge animation? It's kind of weird. Look at it again in a minute. Yeah, because it's like a weird kind of like, not cartwheel, but it's a weird kind of flippy thing, but it is weird. Already down to this? I'm gonna wait. Because I just got this one, so I'm gonna wait before I look in here. Just more basic skill damage. Why not? That's what you sound like. Yeah, it's a weird looking flip. How close do I have to be? I guess about that close. There's an area, I don't know if it's just in the DLC, I'm pretty sure it's not. But there's an area in this game called Gyakul, and it reminds me of something that the Fallen would make. It's a noise the Fallen would make in Diablo 2. They would be like, Gyakul, all the time. And every time I heard them say like, oh yes, we need to go to Gyakul, I'm like, Gyakul, every time. Death. No, death. Alright, poison. Death. There we go. Bonk. 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 Bonk, bonk, bonk. And a level up. Costs more vigor but deal more damage. If you deal damage within the last 5 seconds you are moving, and are moving, you generate 1 vigor per second. Oh, that's nice. Extra vulnerable damage. Bonus versus elites. I mean, I've got vulnerability up the wazoo now. Moonpath Cinch. That's gonna be a new look, I bet. Yup. Horse. I made it back. Everything's fine. Hello.
Bastard monk.
Oh, he punched me in the gut and ran off into the woods. Okay. Yes, I did. I'm back. Everybody celebrate!
You are blessed.
Like
us now.
Unreal. Oh, God.
That was all of them.
So stupid. I can't believe they did that. Like, hey, I want to start the campaign from the start. Well, we're going to make it so that you have to go out of your way to deselect a mission that forces you to become overpowered and basically blast through the entire story. But what if I wanted to experience the story? Yeah, fuck you. That's how that felt to me.
Like the ones
Skip.
I was fed.
Hello.
Is this real?
Skip.
You came to thank the light.
Oh, wrong way.
So stupid.
I'm fine. Let me just get back to where I was before that bullcrap. Like, here's the thing. Have that as an option, fine. You know, in character creation, they give that option of like, hey, what state do you want the world to start in? Do you want to have it be done with the main story? Do you want to have it be done with the DLC campaign? Do you want to have, like, you know, or do you want to start from scratch? I was like, hey, I want to start from scratch. And then to add a mission that just automatically levels you up, and then to have it automatically select to that mission. They're done. And it's like kind of being very pushy, but like, hey, go do the thing. Back off.
Is anyone here?
Back
What
off.
are you hiding back here?
Ugh. We're fine. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Off we go. We are fine. And also now, like, hey. Oh, I have to slay the fallen? Alright, one sec. Like, I have no interest in fighting creatures I don't have to. Because why would I bother grinding for experience when I could just go get juice to level 50 immediately? Like, way to just completely devalue the experience and leveling portion of your fucking RPG. Oh!
Hold. To enter the city, you must...
Irritation. What's this about?
Take a piece
Yes,
of
yes, yes, yes,
holy
yes, 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 yes,
cedar
yes, yes.
wood from the shrine, and
Wow,
inscribe
now my
it
game's
with the
chugging.
seal
That's super
which
cool of you.
governs you.
Nothing. Skip.
As the fire burns the wood, so too
Isn't
will
it
the
great?
light
Yes.
burn
Bye.
your sea.
My God.
So, what did you
Sablemaster.
write on the
Hey,
trees of
Sablemaster.
wood?
Message me cat.
You didn't
Nope.
write anything at all.
Cat.
Wouldn't blame you. Well,
The horse.
I'm off to the dry.
Skip.
Crack to.
Wee. Hey, what's up? Skip. Yes. Bye.
Wait. The old man sold me this too. Said he didn't need it anymore, but
Thanks, bye.
I think he'd want it back all the same. No charge.
No look on salvage. I'll keep it. I don't equip that. And sure. And I can't equip that, of course. Hey, what's up? Scrap my junk.
Salvage.
Thanks, you can tell me. I'm so sassy right now. Just salty. Nope, you. Hey, thanks. Bye. Bye. Okay. Dunk. Speak with the stablemaster. That I might do. Provide a horse.
Take one of my steeds.
Free of charge. Thanks. Did I just get a different horse? No. Still have a horse. Oh, I could buy different... I can buy a panther. And also... Okay, I could... Alright, interesting. Oh, a vendor, of course. Sure, I mean, I have like 2.5 million. Black Panther, this Panther. Buy the horses. I don't have any cosmetics for the horse. It's fine. Not the horse. Cat. I don't even have cosmetics for the cat. Hey, what's up? Skip. Just gonna get this for the tiny bit of experience it gives. Or what have you. Good job. I did it.
Thanks.
Bye. Oh. Let me in. Let me out. It's a weird dodge.
Born in sin.
Children of darkness. But the Father's light can be sought.
So, okay.
Penitence.
Get this.
and faith.
Oh, that and this.
Walk in the
And
light.
these. Strider's crown. Sure. I have a helmet now. Hey, what's up? Skip.
Here, take the knight's report before you go.
You got it.
Reverend Mother.
Bye. Oh, okay. We're pretty much where we left off now. Christ on the bike. That it took, what, like 10 minutes? Good thing it happened right at the beginning. Cripes. What are these other things they want me to do? I don't don't trust any of this anymore. Off we go. Skipping the side quests. Oh, wait. Oh, that's what it means by autopin? Fine. Like, I could just totally make myself overpowered so I could blast through the story and just get the story experience I'm trying to figure out here. But at the same time, I want to learn this new class, you know? It's stupid. I do not like it. The choices were bad.
Prava sent me. I'm looking for Vigo.
Vigo!
You and that nuisance of a child both. Girl's been nagging us about that demon woman all week.
A demon woman, you say?
He's gone, looking into her claims. He should be at the mining camp north of here. Whole escort of knights went missing there last week.
Oh.
Along with the girl's mother and another woman. Watch yourself out there.
Okay. Will do. I'm gonna check to see if I shop for armor if there's any new aesthetics for me to get. No, and no. Got it. What's in here? Innkeeper, Purveyor of Curiosities. Oh, right. These. Nope. I'm good. Horse! I'm gonna keep saying horse, even though it's a cat now. Hello.
More strangers in the camp.
Hi. Don't mind my giant cat. Hello. Or my punching, apparently.
Are you Vigo? I was sent...
Okay. Oh. Right. Her. Neyrelle.
I know what I saw. She had horns like a beast. Strode right past where you stand. To think my mother's trapped in there with her. You let my mother through, sir. Shouldn't you be responsible for her safety?
But we have soldiers stationed inside.
You should be worried about them, too. Maybe you can help me.
Yeah, this rando. Hi, I'm a different person. Nope. Vigo. Prava.
She did.
Yeah, Prava said
The
totally.
horned woman is the demon Lilith.
Yep.
No, that can't be. My mother taught me that name.
Uh-huh.
You speak of the daughter of hatred.
Yeah, huh?
Did Prava mention me? She wasn't angry, was she?
Nope.
There's more than your job at stake here.
Come on. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, over with. Mm-hmm. Come on!
The damn hoist is stuck.
Yes, let's go.
We've got to go on foot. Out!
Oh, sorry, I gotta slay these ghouls. Oh, I guess now I have this lightning ability very similar to my dismount power. That's good.
Hey, that's my mother's charm on your wrist.
It's mine now, girl. She gave it to me when I let her and her friend pass through.
Rude.
Keep
off we go.
Maybe we should go back. Round up the knights.
You're welcome to.
Leave my mother in Lilith's care for as long as that will take? No. I'm going on.
I will say, something I'm not a huge fan of the way poison works in this game seems to be it's set up poison and then use an ability to just automatically do all the poison damage at once, which feels like an extra step and kind of devalues what poison's supposed to kind of be. Nope. Mark it. Nope. Nope. Mark it. Thank you. Because the poison drain isn't very fast. But you can then do, oh, I'm just going to do all this poison damage at once, when there are other abilities that are just like, hey, I'm just going to hit real hard. Because look, bam. Oh, they're ready to die? Bam.
Shaking like leaves.
Bam. Hello.
Dead end.
Leather doublet. Oh, look. Actually, I don't know what, stats materials. What is a Spiritborn's, like, primary ability? Because I don't think I actually know. But... Okay, what do we got over here? What are these abilities? Defensive skills. I'm not gonna get a defensive skill yet, because I'm still blasting through everything. So, more dodge, dash, running, evade. Yeah. Try to find out. I won't say. If I put this on, my attack power doesn't change, which means that dexterity isn't the thing. I wonder if I can figure this out. I guess I can't yet. Oh well. I'm sure I will. Or I could look it up, but I'm here now. Drifter's Tunic. More dexterity. Let's go. Gauntlets, okay. Armor, sure. Chest to heal, sure. Oh, come on, man. A bardiche! Armor and movement speed, sure. Unlimited dexterity, sure. Heal, immediate potion. I'm also iffy on the way that they're doing potions in this game. I'm not a huge fan of the way they were in Diablo 2, but at the same time, I don't know if this was the best solution. Because it's on a recharge, but also a limited supply, but also new ones drop all the freaking time. And also bosses specifically have points where they drop them, and I'm just like, I don't know about a lot of this. It just feels like it's a weird attempt at balance. It's a weird way to try to do balance. Let us mosey through.
What's special about this place anyway? What would draw Lilith here?
Good question.
Hell if I know. Prava doesn't tell us anything. No one goes in, nothing comes out. That's all.
Great, that's so helpful. Thank you, Vigo.
No lift. The jam must be deeper down.
Jam must be deeper down in the pantry, perhaps.
Locked.
Yep, we're just gonna go through here.
I can squeeze through to the other side.
Squeeze on through to the other side.
And there she goes.
Hello, ghouls.
Enemies approaching. Nowhere to go.
Let me double check what the skill actually does, because it could be using it wrong. Okay, so this is like, it doesn't do the poison damage, but it does damage people who are poisoned regardless of where they are. That's how that works. Gotcha. It was okay, poison a lot of folks with this, and then I can use the other ability to just hit them all at once. That's how that works. We good? Nope.
Open that door, girl.
I've got it.
Thanks. Off we go.
That was quick thinking.
Sure.
Why
What are
would your
these?
mother leave you like that?
She wouldn't. Or she shouldn't have. I'm sure she has
Alright.
good reason.
Some random bonuses. So that's how I get distance damage, is I'll poison and the poison will spread to other folks, and then I will use the other ability to damage the people I've poisoned far away. I get it. And this is the kind of thing I would be overwhelmed with trying to figure out if I have the entire skill tree unlocked immediately. Game? I might now want to start looking into a defensive ability simply because I currently have no way to heal beyond the potion. But I'm assuming there's going to be ways to just, like, restore life. There always is ways to just invalidate the potion even more. I'm just going to keep criticizing this game. Changes nothing, but I like the look. No, I don't like the look better. Ugh. I guess this. And this. It's better. Alright, and over here. Defensive skill. Nope. Defensive skills. What do we got? It's an unstoppable block chance? No. Shockwave deals knockdown enemies. Okay. More dodge chance and automatically retaliate against stealth enemies for damage when you dodge their attacks. Interesting. Wave of insects that bite enemies, fearing and slowing them for 3 seconds while applying poison. Interesting, okay. 4.2 max poison resistance by 3. Whenever you hear a poison damage is increased by 4% of the... Okay. Special life steal. Nice. Anything else? Restore health. Barrier. Armored hide. Nope, more block stuff. More resolve. More thorns and heal. On hit. Okay. Here's a percent resolve. Life on kill equal to 5% of your maximum life when you have at least 4 seconds of ferocity. Interesting. What's this? Defensive skills. Vigor. Barrier. I'm going with this one. Because of the spreading and the chance to heal. And also that. I'm really glad because Druid Poison didn't feel very good. And poison skills here seem to be quite nice. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Right, and the ability, sorry. I'm looking at it. Wave of insects. Hearing and bind them for 3 seconds while applying 24 poison damage for 6 seconds. I'll just stand in that for a bit.
I'm not dying here.
I'm sure you're not.
Over there. An opening.
Yes, well observed. I'm trying. Hello. Interact. Good, everyone made it.
The tunnel's closed. We're trapped without the hoist.
The hoist?
Look, there she is.
Moist! Anyway. What is it?
That statue. It's her. The way I saw her.
Is Lilith.
Lilith.
Yep.
We
That's the
need
one.
to find my mother.
How was that axe staying on your bag? It's just kind of stuck there. Velcro? Never underestimate the power of Velcro. Even if it's not particularly strong Velcro, it's still probably very useful. Velcro's great. Velcro advocate over here.
Over there, the hoist.
The hoist! Vigo is moist for the hoist.
I'll ride out. Slain. What happened?
What you think happened? Any reinforcements?
What was that?
Something came from beyond the gate. Uh-oh. Yeah, man.
The
Yes.
escort. They're all dead.
Not this guy. He's still alive. See? Look, I zoomed in.
Over there.
Hello. Who did this?
A woman. Vigo. It was one of the women you sent. Only. She
Like the
wasn't
statue.
human. She was a demon. Like the statue.
The statue.
And she mothered sanctuary. It was a dead bloodbath.
The
Rough
other
buddy.
woman. Venard. Where is she?
Venard.
She begged for her life. Lilith spared her. Let her deeper in. Give up, girl. She's lost.
Not yet.
You must listen. Steel did nothing. Spells. Prayers. All useless. Go to Corvala. Tell Plow. Raise the army. The father. Evil itself mocks sanctuary.
I don't think she's pure evil.
Do this for me.
He is dead.
Well observed, Dayrell.
I'm done for. Your mother told.
She bribed
Yes.
you with it. Did
Yes.
it, but
Yes.
Not by me.
You're leaving?
There's nothing left to abandon.
Yep. He leaves, we go. Basically. Not relevant to the plot I'm trying to figure out. Oh, wait, sorry. Lilith showed me the ugly truth of our cosmos, the eternal conflict, just out of control of all now. To what end? I asked. She simply laughed. Right? Interesting. Like, why do angels and demons keep fighting each other? She's like, lol, Lamau, more blood petals, division time.
How your mind races. Yes, I am Lilith, mother of sanctuary. Daughter of hatred. I have what you see.
We are the grandchildren of hatred.
You hunger for knowledge. You dragged your child all over sanctuary in pursuit of it.
Uh-huh.
No, I taught her how to survive. Is that what you want to believe? Drop the act. You have questions. I have answers. I know the fabric of the cosmos.
Interesting.
Everything I've read has warned me against you.
Yeah, but who wrote that?
You've read so much. yet know so little. Will you accept my offer?
I don't know. Will you let me try? I want to try.
She wants to try.
Your mother is alive.
Be back in 1 sec.
She came this way with Lilith.
How can you be sure?
Sometimes I see visions of the past. I saw them.
What? How?
Lilith's petals. Her blood was fed to me once.
Very recently, in fact. All right, we continue. Baddies! Oh, so that's how that looks. That's cool. All right. Lilith saw a way to escape the eternal conflict. She tells me it started with the seduction of the angel Narius. All this time, he was just as fallible as any man. This thing, Lilith wants out of the war. Lilith wants out of the war. Create a sanctuary to escape the war. I have yet to see what about that so bad. Oh, that's a great mix, actually. Okay, ring. Bonk. Armor. More armor. What's this one say? Lilith is Sanctuary's mother. Somehow I felt the truth of it the moment she said it to those knights. Now I know how. She used Inarius to craft this world a refuge from the eternal conflict. Exactly. She wanted out of the war. Why is this bad? Why is this bad? This. And then that one next. Yo, bo, yo. Hooked quarterstaff, balanced quarterstaff. What do we got? More damage and more block chance. That's nice. What is it with this one? Nope. Nope. And nope. All my life, I've sought the origin of humankind. It was always her. From the union of angels and demons came the first generation of humanity. They were powerful, movers of mountains, shakers of seas. The Nephilim! Which is what our character was in Diablo 3. Yo! Run away from me, bummer. Bye. Man, this is fun. Look! Sorry. Yes, thank you. Thanks for that game mechanic. I wonder how much time that took to program. Let's look over here. Or should I? I don't think I should, but I'm doing it anyway, apparently. Did I read this one? You're so proud in telling of this part. Lilith and Arthas bore a son together, Rothma. He is wise beyond years, the first to untangle the power of necromancy. She says his lair lies deeper in.
Ah, there.
Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. How about that? Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Accidentally went the right way. Always check the wrong way first. Yarg! Because I do specifically want to read the, this info. Because it's helping me establish my point. So I read that. Let's continue. Let's go. petals.
So curious. You are eager to know why you were spared.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Do you have faith in me?
I want to.
I currently see no reason not to. Except for your methods, but, you know.
For now, all you need know is that we are going to meet my son.
Rathma.
Rathma.
That's the one.
The first necromancer.
Yes.
He is that, and more. He is the key to my plans.
Curious. I forget this part.
It sounds like they're searching for Lilith's son, Rathma. Together.
Mother, what are you thinking?
What are any of us thinking at any given moment? I certainly don't know. Hello. Goodbye. Character seems pretty fun so far. Thanks. I think this is where I'm supposed to go some more, so I'm gonna go the other way. Classic. Classic. Hello. Serrated glaive. Oh, you just teleported. That's kind of cool. Bye. Bink. Yep. 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 And bonk. Bing bang. Oh, maybe either way would have worked. Well, I guess I'm going. I got froze. Boop, boop, boop. What do we got? Bonk. Chunk. One sec. Excuse me. Do you mind? No? No. Sure. Sure. Ooh, that's weird looking. Bonk, and nope. Miss anything over here? Ooh, miss you. But I think that's it. Goodbye. Hello. Thanks for that, I guess. Nope. Lilith opened my eyes to the crimes of Inarius. He betrayed her, banished her, he sapped the power of her children. He's the reason we're weak, the reason we die. He ruined us because he feared us. We'll show him he was right to be afraid.
Wait. What?
I'm pretty sure that's true. I have no reason to believe otherwise. The habits have always been shitty towards humans, except for Tyrael. Also, like, they were together, made Sanctuary and Humanity, and then Inarius, I remember specifically being like, no, I need to kill her in order to get my way back into heaven because they didn't like that I hooked up with a demon. And if I kill the demon I hooked up with, they'll let me back in. And, no. No, they would not. Oh, my inventory is full, you say? Sure. Sure. Let me just go back to town real quick and dismantle all that stuff. Yova Shad. Shad. All junk. Thank you. Thank you.
Injured each day.
And let's continue. Donk, donk. Hey, how about it? Nope. A lot of dex boosting stuff, but that doesn't appear to be Spirit Points makes it. I'm assuming it's gonna be wisdom because it's kind of druidic in nature. At least in similar vibes. Hello, Rahaska. Goodbye, Rahaska. Poison damage is so fun. Lipidos. More story.
You've mastered your fear, but I still sense your pain. You miss your daughter.
My magpie. She's scared right now. She must be.
Go. Or stay. It is time to choose.
She offers a choice. How many other powers in this game do that?
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong. She'll be all right.
You've chosen well, my child.
Do I think she's 100% infallible? No, but she seems to be the best option out of what we got. Like this versus Inarius versus the Primevals.
It requires a ritual.
I'm on the other side so far.
I will teach you.
Hey, I'll teach you the
As
ritual.
you wish, Mother.
It's pretty chill.
Good. You're ready for lesson 1. Blood is the key.
Hey.
What did you see this time? I don't need sparing. Tell me.
Lilith plans to teach your mother a ritual. One that needs blood. Your mother seemed receptive.
We have to reach them.
There's the thing, like, do I think she's, you know, manipulative? Yes, but even within the manipulation comes the offer of a choice. And based on what we've seen, it doesn't feel like a false choice. You know, it's not like it doesn't look like or sound like Lilith has set up the choice to be like, you actually only have one option, and I've just made it sound like you don't. Because literally was just like, hey, do you want to stay with me or go to your daughter? You choose. And like, that's the kind of choice of like, well, she wants to stay. Like, obviously she's tempted by the knowledge and everything, but, you know. Choice is still offered. Just saying. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Succubus. Succubus. Succubus, 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 succubus. I've had this idea, this is completely out of nowhere, I've had this idea for a while of a, if I were to become a VTuber, what my kind of, not gimmick, but my, like, model would be based on. Because, you know, it's usually not just, hey, I'm just a person with, you know, with whatever this kind of appearance is. There's usually a thing, like, you know, just listing off VTubers I know off the top of my head. Like, Iron Mouse is a demon, Zentreya is a dragon and or cyborg, Matarakon is a cockroach, Manners is an eldritch being, etc, etc, etc. The freaking Tricky Wee is a harpy dragon. You know, they all have a thing. I have an idea as to what I want mine to be, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to take it. I also have a name picked out that would be like a name that I would like. I think it's pretty clever. Because it's one of those things where, like, it's a good username that also is easily shortened to a, like, actual just regular ass name. Because, like, what's an example? Numi. I don't remember Numi's full name. It's like Akuma Nimune or something like that. But you can just say Numi, right? But the one I have in mind, like, is just really easy to shorten into another name. It's a good pun. Well, kind of. It's not really a pun, but it is this. It is kind of the idea of like a play on words in the name. The name itself is a bit of a play on words. To like. And I did check, and like, there wasn't anybody else with that username except for a like artist on Instagram who hasn't like put anything on that Instagram in a really long time. So I'm just assuming they're like abandoned it or something, or they just don't use it anymore. And like, I was like, oh sweet, it's open. So I like reserved the name and everything. I have like an account, like a separate email account, and like a couple of different social media things for that username that I'm going to hopefully one day pursue. I like the idea of it and I want to do it, but you know, getting a model made and everything requires resources that I don't have. Not just the money, but also like the software and the camera setup and bada bing bada boom, etc. But I'd like to at some point. How silly my idle fantasies of yesterday seem now. I believed in the Horadrim, but I was misled. With them as our champions, we can barely survive, but Lilith will make us victors. All my life I've been searching, but it was me that needed to be found. And that's something else as well. The Horadrim are like, yes, we will protect the world from demons. Like, okay, but Lilith doesn't seem to be like the rest of the demons. And the Horadrim we talk to, aka Lorath, seems to be like, well, Lilith is bad because demon. Like, but in a weird, like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. That doesn't mean I won't say it. It's kind of racist, Laura. Just specifically the idea of like, hey, regardless of what this demon's intentions seem to be, I don't like her because she's a demon, and I don't trust her because she's a demon. I'm like, you know? Or Dex, I guess. No, more life. Sure. It's a hell of a look you got going on there. Let's see, yeah, priority quests. That's what that was labeled as. The frickin' thing that maxed my level out of nowhere. Priority quests. That's not a priority quest. Priority quests are like story quests and crap. Main campaign shit. Like, I know that at least one of the ones that they have here is upgrade your healing potion. I wouldn't call that priority. That's like, hey, you know, important, useful, mechanical side quest. Not even quest, really. Also, I have this indicator down here. You can see, right there. That little arrow tells me I can upgrade the thingy. I don't need another thing telling me to upgrade my freaking potion. especially not one labeled priority.
Area. It looks like the same kind of
I
magic
say.
as before.
Same kind of magic as before? Well then, what are we gonna do?
I can dispel it.
Yep, defend her for 40 seconds. Doing great. I've realized over time, playing this game and also a lot of Diablo 3, and once when the Diablo 2 remaster came out, playing that as well, I've realized what it was about Diablo 2 specifically that made the game, the game difficult.
I did it.
And what they haven't done in the subsequent entries, which is enemies are in large groups, they don't really lose aggro, and they're fast. You can't run away from them for long. And even if you do, they'll eventually catch up. Now in Diablo 2, they also had the stamina thing, which meant you had to stop running every once in a while or walk. Still not a big fan of that in general. But I got enemies spawning all around me and I don't care because getting surrounded doesn't matter as much. In Diablo 2, you have to kite groups of enemies around to stay safe, which made movement really valuable, which is why the stamina kind of mattered in those circumstances. I don't like, that you had to deal with stamina when you weren't in combat. And it also didn't really matter much once you were in combat because you never moved enough for it to matter that much. That being said, though, it is a thing that doesn't really happen in these games anymore, where it's even if you get surrounded, not really because of the abilities you have giving you that survivability and being able to withstand all that stuff, but more so just hey, look, yes, I am getting hit, but the enemies aren't hitting me hard enough for it to really matter that much. And I mean, this is on normal difficulty, but this is normal difficulty for freaking Diablo, Not to mention the fact that leveling up does a big shockwave that pretty much kills everything automatically. Not necessarily the most punishing of mechanics there. Just nukes everything around you when you get stronger. Hey, Zenlyneth, how you doing? I have restarted the was Lilith wrong or was Lilith right? Did Lilith do anything wrong? Playthrough of Diablo 4 with the new class. All the while expressing some frustrations with the newer Diablos. More info though. How sweet this tastes. Lilith asked me to aid in a ritual, sacrifice a priest from the escort. He had no fight. He just prayed as we made his blood useful. Forgive my hand. I'm still shaking. Power dances on my bones. I walk the path of our maker now. Yeah. Going a little nutsoid, but so far all the motivations Lilith has went forward don't seem that bad.
I will follow you to the ends of Sanctuary, Mother.
Yeah, you did see you go a little crazy here.
A priest. He must be from the escort Vigos. There she is.
Yes. Hello. I have your back, apparently.
Mother?
I think after this boss fight is where I left off the first time I did this, which might be when I leave off again because I've already been streaming for almost 4 hours.
A trove of magic and knowledge.
But I do plan on actually resuming this
the way for Lilith,
and finishing this.
but I could not pass through with her. I lack divine element, you see.
Stop.
But I can find it. I'm so close. I simply need...
Mother, stop! Look at what Lilith has done to you. You're writing in your own blood.
My little magpie. She awakened me. She showed me things I can't even put into words. Once I've finished, you will understand.
I don't care what she showed you. Please, let's just get out of here.
And that seems to be the running theme of the good guys, is I don't care what Lilith has to say.
Oh, I see. Yes, clever magpie. Trying to lead me away so you can take all this for yourself. This is my discovery, not yours. I will finish these runes with your blood!
You must stop this!
Working on it.
Look at the gifts she's given me.
And so they die.
Mother, no!
I gotta say, this general boss design is not something I'm a fan of. It's like, hey, you can't actually hurt the boss, but just keep attacking hordes of enemies, and that'll just bring the boss's health bar down. It's like, why even have a boss? Just let me fight hordes of enemies. You know the Kingdom Hearts 2 what are they called? Heartless treatment. That one thing where you fight like 8 billion Heartless. There we go. Thanks for chucking, computer.
I don't want you to die!
More thingies. There we go. I'm sorry.
You were protecting me. I don't want to hate you. I'm trying. I really am. We're going to make Lilith pay for what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
So we need blessed blood. Go back to your Prava. Get that blessing. Beg if you need to. Whatever it takes. My mother started this damn ritual. I'm going to finish it. Meet me in the Mistral Woods.
So we didn't actually have to kill her because we're gonna let her finish the ritual any freaking way.
Hit a vault there.
Weird.
Finding it was her life's work.
So the entire reason, like, hey, I don't care what Lilith said. Stop the ritual. Well, now she's gonna finish it.
If not, at least
Okay.
I can bury her where she'd want. I need time. I'm sorry. Just leave me.
All right. Going to stop progressing for now. But I will summarize my findings. Oops. Return to town, summarize my findings. So far, in my first 2-ish hour, stint into, the did Lilith do anything wrong playthrough. Here is what I have figured. So far, Lilith shows up and says, hey, the primevals and the legions of hell are coming. We should not trust in the heavens because the heavens have been crap. We should trust in humanity. Humans should trust in ourselves. And she's like, I'm going to help you with that. Lilith's whole existence was, I want to make a place to get out of the war between heaven and hell. So she made Sanctuary with Inarius, and then they made humanity. And then Inarius was like, oh no, heaven hates me for hooking up with a demon. I need to kill Lilith in order to get led back into heaven. And Lilith was like, the fuck, bro, effectively. But they created this world, they created humanity, all as a way to escape the eternal conflict. And then Lilith comes back saying, hey, primevals are causing fuck shit. Humanity needs to help itself because the heavens don't give a crap about you, which we know they haven't from literally every other time we've interacted with the heavens in these games. Mostly in Diablo 3. Which, fair. We've seen it. Everything that she seems to tell Neyrel's mom seems to be, like, no reason to believe that she's lying yet. What I will say is, hey, as a demon, she inherently has some level of influence into fanaticism, which, you know, I don't think is really in her level of control. She's the daughter of hatred, literally. Mephisto, Lord of Hatred's daughter. So, like, there's a certain amount of fanaticism that does get bred with her existence, which does lead people to do some pretty drastic stuff. That's fair. However, look at what the people who are fighting for the heavens are doing. Look at for the other people who work for the hells are doing. It's all kind of the same level of barbarism. So it's not like she's any better or worse than the others. Also, something that she did with Neyrel's mom, when Neyrel was like, hey, I'm worried about my daughter, I miss her and I'm scared for her, and I know she's worried about me. Lilith just straight up said, you can go back to her if you want, it's your choice. Now, obviously the temptation of knowledge that she provided was, like, you know, it was a weighted choice given. But it didn't feel like, the way it was written and the way it presented, it didn't feel like Lilith was really manipulating Neyrel's mom, because it really was just, stay or go. Go be with your daughter, come with me, you choose. And it wasn't like, this is what you'll get if you'll stay, this is what you'll lose if you go. It was just, you miss your daughter, you can go if you want. You know? And again, so far, Lilith seems to be, you know, for, if you'll pardon the little joke on the lore here, the lesser of the evils in this story. And it's like, hey, big bad things are coming. Can't trust in the heavens. Look after yourselves and each other. I'll help you. And then everybody else on our side, you know, Lorath and Neyrel and everybody who works with us is like, we can't trust her. If she gets what she wants, everything's gonna go to hell. And they're gonna shit. And they're gonna be screwed. We're all doomed. And I'm like, how do you know that? What about anything she's been doing says that? It sounds like big catastrophe's coming and she wants us to survive. Specifically, she wants us to survive. She wants us out of the eternal conflict, because that's what the entire purpose of this place is. She wants out! And it's like, hey, if big dudes are happening, she wants to get us out of the picture, you know? Like, this equation of, like, of sanctuary and humanity being in the crossfire between the heavens and the hells, she's like, let's take us out of the equation. I've yet to see the problem with that idea. Anyway, I will continue this the next time I stream. Absolutely am going to finish the story mode with this character this time. Probably not streaming tomorrow, maybe the day after. We'll see. But until then, Zenluna, thanks for tuning in. As well as anybody else who might watch this VOD or whatever, and there's a good chance that either I am going to go back and look over these VODs, or compile them and edit them into something, or make a whole new video about it, or whatever. This is considered to do either a video essay or just a compilation of me making notes and discoveries and stuff. To get my opinion together and etc. with all the information gathering. Yeah. Yes. See you later. Also, you sleep well whenever you do. Happy New Year, etc. Regardless of how our day is going, I hope it improves. And I'll catch you next time. See ya.